Alright, we're back. So, left off, and you heard a blood-curdling scream coming from the other side of the mansion. Back up to the top, everyone has their turns back. Please.
Alright, well, basically, I'll just go ahead and run out.
So if you're going to run, you can go 3 times your athletics score.
That's math.
So, I can make it to that room then.
Yeah, you got 32.
You're essentially taking like the sprint action from D&D. If people want to run back, you can run back. Because we're not really in combat or anything, so it's more narrative based.
Yeah.
Like if you wanted to run back towards the screen, you can. If you wanted to run back towards the screen, you can.
Sure.
You have to move the chair.
Okay, so I'll move back, and then
like
as I'm running, if I see someone, I'll have my hand in my coat for a moment, basically,
Okay.
and then keep going.
So, but would you want to run towards the screen?
Sure.
Okay. So you run, you kind of push this chair out of the side, and you make your way over there. You get there one after the other, and you see Mike, and he's got Stephanie cradled in his arms in the middle of the kitchen, and you see him like holding a rag to where her left hand used to be. You see mostly up to right about here, it's missing.
Wait, her hand?
Her left hand is missing up to here on the forearm.
Dude, that's pretty cool. I mean,
And
not
that's
now.
That's what the 3 of you walk into.
Oh, are you sure you're not the villain?
I'm a
and he's like,
foreigner.
I'm guessing she stuck her hand in the hole.
She did. Jesus Christ! It cut her hand off.
I can see that.
But
do we need to stop the bleeding?
no, that's the thing. It's not bleeding.
Does it cauterize?
That's what it looks like. It looks like not burnt at the end. It's just not bleeding.
Is she conscious?
She is unconscious.
Uh,
She failed. I rolled for shock because she got basically lost a limb and she failed miserably. So she is unconscious on the ground.
I guess I'll walk over and like very gently grab her arm to like so we all can see.
Okay. So you pull the. I mean, he has like a rag on it, but there's no blood on it. There's a little bit of blood, but not what you would think from a missing limb. And you hold it up, and as the towel falls away, again to like right about here, it is gone. There's this smooth stump. Like you see.
Did you see bone?
You see the bone, and it's like it's burnt over, but there's no singeing, almost like a chemical cauterization. And it ends right here. But you see the bone, you see the fleshy bits, you see the skin, where at the very end it's kind of a discolored color, but there's no blood coming out of it.
Could I like maybe roll for this?
Sure.
Like what might do that?
Sure.
While she's doing that, is the door open, the glass door?
I pass.
You have to going into the pantry. Yeah. Yes. So you go into the pantry. You look, and it looks like it was chemically cauterized. You can't really tell without like a lab to see what chemical is used. But right above it, you also see 3 puncture marks, like one on the side, each side, and one in the middle. Just like looks like a very small needle puncture around those 3 sides. And you look in, and the door has popped open.
Oh, it's trolling.
And you see, kind of on the front side, you don't see like blood spilling out, but if you look, there's a severed limb inside of the hole. So you reach in to the glass cabinet, or no? The door's open.
Right. So the hand is like...
It's in the hole. But it's also cauterized off on that side. Like, it's not... Or sorry, no. That is weeping blood. From the hand inside is oozing out.
Then yeah, I'll slip in and grab the golden disc.
All right, you have found a golden disc and a rod that goes with it.
Okay.
And I guess because I haven't been here before, I would ask, what did this? And be looking around the room to see like what in the room would have done it.
So in the kitchen, you don't see anything, but you see his character in there, and you see him. You see him pulling out a golden disc and a rod that with next to it, which you see him then pop into it. And next to it, it's a glass case with heavy metal frame built into the wall of the pantry, and to the left of it is a hole. And if you peek into the hole, there's the rest of her arm, and that is actually bleeding.
Oh.
We saw this earlier. None of us wanted to quite stick our hand in there, though I see that Stephanie's curiosity got the better of her.
All right. Well,
but hope it was worth the price.
Going back over to like where he is there like a distinct like 3-puncture needle thing?
Looking in the hole, you can't see. You see the arm, but you don't see anything else in there. It's just like a smooth-sided hole with a hand still in there. You don't see where anything would have come from. You don't really have a flashlight, a blacklight, but that's not going to really illuminate anything.
Hey guys, does anyone have like tongs?
There's a kitchen behind you.
Can someone grab me tongs? Please?
I'm going to go with Mike. And has anyone spotted a place to maybe lie someone down?
The old guy.
Yes, that's his name. There's a lounge.
Perfect. Mike, would you? You look like you've got it handled. I can accompany you and give you assistance and lay her down, perhaps in this lounge, until she wakes up.
Yeah. I'll grab her arms if you grab her legs.
Absolutely.
Her arm.
Where's the leg? Or where's the lounge?
On the other side of the dining room.
surprise, your legs are missing too.
She didn't put her leg in there.
So
Not in that dress.
other guy. Can you hand me some tongs?
Yeah, I'm already on it.
So you and Mike with Stephanie, and she's like proper limp, like out.
Yeah, she's dead weight.
She's dead now.
So going by the dining room.
Yeah, can I peek in?
Yep. So she still has a heart rate.
Okay.
Everything else is still there, but her heart rate is a lot lower than everybody else. Like considerably lower, like a resting heart rate. Mike's is pretty high up there right now.
Right.
It might feel like a cucumber.
Yeah, yours is pretty much what it was before. Yours might be a little more elevated because you all sprinted over. So hers are all a little bit higher. Mike's is considerably higher, and you see him. He's just like sweating as you're carrying this person. He's walking, shuffling backwards in dress shoes.
Is mine like concerningly calm? I don't know. I'm not there.
Well, again.
I might be the villain.
So you see hers is not. It's not very elevated. I mean, it's elevated because she just ran from the lounge, presumably.
In heels, I guess.
In heels. All right, so you're making your way there, and you see that the heart rate, the dollar figures are all still the same. Her heart rate's like pretty low. You pull open a few drawers and you find some tongs.
Yeah.
Give them a few test clicks.
Yeah. You have to. You can't pick out a set of tongs and not play with them all day.
Yeah.
It's human nature.
It is, actually. All right. Then I'll grab the tongs and then I guess hand them to her then if she's still here.
Yeah, I'm going to see if I can use the tongs to pull out her hand.
Yeah, pretty easily. You reach in there and it comes straight out.
And are there 3 little prongs or where there would be 3 little?
Not on you don't see anything, but I mean you see it's a clean cut, surgically clean. There's no real jagged tears along the flesh, and the bone itself is almost cut through clean.
Okay, this is really bad. I'm gonna hold up her hand. Do you need a hand? I'm sorry.
So you actually are holding it up, and you see her wedding ring. It's her left hand.
I'm gonna take her wedding ring.
So you slip the wedding ring off.
You let her do all of this.
I'm not gonna
wedding ring.
I'm not gonna keep it. I'm gonna go give it to her. But I mean, either she didn't have it or useless hand.
So if you wanted to wrap it up or anything, again, you could find some saran wrap, chuck it in the fridge, whatever you want to do.
That's exactly what I'm gonna do.
This is a fully functional kitchen.
It's I guess if you want, I can give it to her, but
I mean, if you want to. I mean, I'm not. This is weirdly clean, cauterized kind of.
So this side's not cauterized.
Yeah, this side's oozing blood.
Yeah, this side is still oozing blood, but it's not squirting out because there's no heartbeat. It's just oozing out of the stump.
Okay, and on her end, it was cauterized.
Yep, her end is not bleeding whatsoever.
So, I mean, I'm not sure, they're going to be able to easily reattach it, but if she lives, here's a hand. Here's a hand.
So you search these doors and you find some saran wrap in a gallon bag, and you can chuck in the fridge, you can chuck in the freezer, there's an ice box, wherever you want to put it.
Probably in the freezer.
Do you give Chris the wedding ring?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So you have one wedding ring, and then Looking at it, it looks like a pretty nice diamond. It's not like massive or anything, but it's it's respectable.
Okay.
Like a month's salary style diamond ring. So you two make your way to the lounge, and going in, you see what Dakota's character saw.
I mean,
You see it's,
actually
a place to hang out as a lounge, and then
Yeah.
there's a
What
couch
I
you
did
can
with the
easily
hand isn't terrible.
chuck around
No,
that,
well,
and then you see the 4 vials, and you see the 4 thumb readers as well. But that's all you see, because there's no clue left there anymore.
Yeah, it's on my candy shop.
She had it. But you see the 4 vials. They're all stoppered with a cork at the end. They're not massive, like literally like a test tube vial.
Mm-hmm.
And then 4 what looks like thumbprint readers in front of it.
And the vials and the readers aren't attached to each other.
Not to each other, no. But like trying to lift up the tray with the vials, like it doesn't move. The thumb readers don't move. But they're not attached to any way you can tell.
Mike, before you lay her down, you see this?
Yeah.
Bring her over.
So, you're both carrying her. You
Yeah.
bring her over to it.
I have the legs, or he has the legs?
You have the legs.
See about putting her thumb on one of those.
Okay, so you kind of turns it around a little bit and takes her hand and places it down, and you hear like a noise, and it lights up red, and then pulls the sun away and the light turns off.
When I'm done with her hand, I'll go back to the room.
yeah, and I'd be going back to the room already.
All right.
So give me an investigate, just flat.
53?
Man, so you can't fucking roll anything
Why don't you use your sync dice? Those always roll well.
because they're in the car.
Yeah, Mike also does not notice anything because he's trying not to have a heart attack right now from carrying the person.
How old is he?
No, lay her down.
Mike, he looks like he's like 50s or 60s.
No, you gotta be careful with the elderly heartbeat. You might have a heart attack and die.
Oh, lay her down then.
All right, so you put her down on the couch, and you're in the lounge. So Dakota and Chris, what is it you all are doing? Are you making your way to the lounge?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'd
was
be
excited
making.
about being in my phone. How I'm saying that.
No, you're good. I understand that.
Yeah.
All right, so same thing. You see the lounge, furniture, nice adornments. You see Stephanie is on the couch. They have her arm propped up on the side to kind of keep the wound above the heart rate, even though it's not bleeding. But she looks comfortable. And you see 4 vials and 4 what looks to be thumb readers on a table.
All right. Well, I guess we shouldn't let her sacrifice be in vain.
What are you going to do?
What did you grab from the safe then that she was reaching into?
This golden disc with
And it's
a little
It's like solid. It feels heavy, golden.
with a little rod. And it's got a bunch of letters on it. What that means? Who knows?
Well, looks like it spins. We're probably looking for something.
Right, the rod goes into the metal
Yes,
disc.
so
and
it
spins.
fits. It doesn't go through it. I don't have a gold fabrication machine at home,
What
so
the
like
fuck,
fits.
man?
Like the gold
You're not
rod
like a 3D
fits
printer?
solidly. So essentially, you have the golden rod fit into the golden disc, and it just fits on.
Is it fitting like onto the bottom where there's no letters, or is it on top where the letters are?
On top is there in the very center. Like there's a hole that the rod fits into, and it doesn't like stick in there, but it stays in there. If you set it down, it stays on there.
It stays, and I'm guessing basically, if you would turn it, it's not going. The rod would stay with the disc itself.
Yep,
so
it spins with the disc.
Yes. All right. Well, I guess we'll see what that does later when we find somewhere to put it.
Do you want to give her her wedding ring, stick them on her other finger? Oh, we got the hand out the hole.
I can.
Exquisite.
I think it'll be more amenable to her if we wait until she leaves.
Okay. Do you have a wedding ring?
I have lots of rings.
I just wedding ring. I don't know, you said
Wow.
you had a family. But does anyone else here have a family, like wife, kids?
I'm sure we all have family.
Perhaps that's who put you here.
Nah.
All right. Well, what's with this on the table then?
Well, we pressed a thumb to one of the readers there. It turned red, and that was it.
Oh, I'm gonna go to like her smartwatch and I'm gonna touch it.
So you press her smartwatch, and it lights up. It shows the time. Now it's about 6:10. Only about 30 minutes have passed since you all woke up. And her says her heart rate is very low, like a resting heart rate. And you look over and you see like the slow rise and fall of her chest. She's essentially asleep.
Can I like switch this? Like if I move my finger across it, does it like switch?
No, nothing happens.
Well,
You're more than welcome to try any of the others, but
So there's 4 vials and there's 4 thumb readers. Did you put hers on the first, second, third, or fourth?
what would Mike
Pick one.
have? 4.
Okay, so the 4th one lit up, turned red. Nothing happened after that.
alright, well, she didn't die at least. That's good.
Anyone? Okay, well, there's 4 of us in here.
I mean, there's 4 of us awake right now.
Well, obviously they planned for someone to stick their hand in there, and then there could be 4 vials. So, do y'all want to take a drink?
Well, they're empty, right?
No, they're full.
Vials. There's liquid in them.
Yeah, clear
It's
liquid.
clear liquid all the way up to the top. But again, it's like a test tube. There's not a ton of liquid in it.
It's like this big.
Yeah.
Or like, is it like a test tube or like blood tube?
Like a test tube.
So they're like maybe in this.
Yeah. There's not. It wouldn't be like you'd be chugging it for days.
It's like
Well,
a drink.
try your thumb. If hers came up red,
And we're just gonna put our thumbs on all of them and see which one makes it green.
try number 3.
Well, I'll try.
How about this? You do one, I do one, and you do one. Or Mike.
I'm okay with that.
Mike walks over. And there's 4 of us. There's 4 of those things. And he puts his thumb down on the first one. Ow! Like you hear this. Ow! Son of a bitch. Here.
Oh, I wouldn't do it.
And lights up red. Goes up. Turns off. Ow! Freaking pokes me.
You might want to drink that. Just in case. Well, I mean, if Poison took off the watch and you got pricked when maybe she didn't get pricked, it might.
Whoa, did she get pricked?
Did she get pricked? Is she bleeding?
Okay.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
still over there. I'll like turn her hand.
Yeah, you see a small little incision with a little like drop of blood. But you've been in here with her now for a couple minutes. Her breathing hasn't changed. There's no outward appearance that anything's different other than it pricked her thumb and you put her on the couch.
What kind of challenge is this? We all just get thumbs on random things and see what happens?
Mike, you're I'm guessing a connoisseur of lots of alcoholic beverages.
I'll grab one of the vials and drink it.
Which
Like,
one?
my thumb.
So there's 4. Which one are you going to take?
I guess I'll grab the second one.
So you take the second one?
Do you test the thumb or no?
Yeah, and I guess I get pricked.
Yep. So basically, if all 4 of you put your thumbs on it, it pricks you. I mean, it's not like excruciating pain. It takes a blood sample, turns red, shuts back up.
Well, I think maybe we should all take a drink, but that's just me.
What's it smell like?
What does it smell like?
It doesn't really have any smell.
And you think this just because?
No. So I was in here earlier and I got a clue.
And you know what it says then? What is the clue?
Once you prove your courage inside of the valuable item will cease to hide. So that's why I said, I mean, what could go wrong if we all take a drink and if this clue is right?
I think so. I put my thumb on whatever one's in front of me.
So
I went-
she hasn't.
I went
You
to
picked
2.
up. You picked up vial number 2.
Yeah.
All right. So she has vial number 2.
I'll go to 3.
3. Are you taking the vial or are you just putting your thumb on it?
I'm gonna put my thumb on it first.
Okay. So it pricks you.
Once you prove your courage, what is it?
Inside a valuable item will cease to hide.
So it pricks your thumb, turns red, shuts back up.
All right. Would you like to do number 1?
Or Mike did number 1.
Mike already did.
All right.
She did number 1. So I think. Have you put your thumb on it yet?
Nope.
So
And-
number 1, 2.
But all 4 are taken now.
True. I mean, Stephanie put her thumb on
4.
4.
Oh, maybe we should try anyways.
So all 4 of the thumb pads have had a sample taken. They turned red. They shut back off. Nothing happened. Chris, give me a perception plus 20.
I passed.
Okay.
34.
You take a step back and you're like, "This is weird," and you glance down and towards it's a solid stand. Towards the bottom, you see 4 LED lights. They look a lot like the ones you saw in the observatory. None are lit.
Oh, interesting. There's lights at the bottom. I think we should hold off on taking a drink.
They're all lit.
None of them are lit. And you haven't seen anything. You haven't noticed them up until now, so you don't know if they lit when the thumbprints lit or if nothing happened. You don't know if it's just noticing.
And she's holding her vial out of it currently.
Yeah, she's holding vial number 2 in her hands.
I think for now we should hold off. There's a LED thing at the bottom. I'm assuming that we're supposed to get a different response. And if we do, maybe then it would be safe to drink it, or perhaps it'll empty out. So.
We've got all night to figure it out.
Is there like in where it's holding? Is there like something like in the bottom of it, like where the test tube was like sitting and you pull it out? Was there anything like
The light.
It doesn't
No.
it doesn't look like anything now. It just looks like a test. Like it was just kind of indent in it that would hold it upright. You don't see any pressure plates. You don't see anything. There's no outward change when you picked it up. You didn't get shot with a sentry gun or anything. You're just holding a vial, and there's been no change other than that.
Can I also put it back down? Or,
So you put the vial back on?
does it change? Like when I put it back down, does it change?
Nope. You haven't seen any. From picking the vial up and setting it back down, there's been no change.
Okay. How about this? You look at the LEDs and I'll put my thumb back on the print and see if it lights up or anything.
So you look at the LEDs, you put your thumb back down,
Mhm.
takes another sample, the light flashes red. Just in time with the reader, and as soon as the light goes off red on the reader, the LED light turns red.
The LED turned red at the same time the reader did.
And when I put my thumb down, the light also turned red.
Yes. So, and you remembered from clicking on the moon that the LED light turned green.
Yeah. I don't think it's supposed to be red. I think it's supposed to be green. There's another thing, LED lit indicator thing somewhere in the observatory.
Do you think that might have changed when we did this? Do you think they might be connected?
Or,
I don't think they're connected, but also I would like to go back to the observatory and finish
also
that. part.
maybe
I mean, she's not going anywhere.
also
Suppose not.
maybe number 2 is not my vial. Maybe that's why it's red also.
Try all of them.
Why don't you try all of them?
All of them already have a sample.
All right, I am walking out.
Okay.
Enough of your I don't want to try anything nonsense. I'm
Hey,
walking out of here.
I just tried something.
No, I'm talking about him over there.
Well, he's a douchebag.
Alarm
Blocking the
whatever,
map.
Alarm go. Sorry.
It's okay.
Not all of us.
You guys
can,
don't see the cameras.
Not all of us can be what? Stuck up?
6, 7,
No, that's
8.
not the right answer. I don't want to. I already know what you want, but I don't want to say it out loud. as my character does not know this. I
So
can't.
you walk by, and you would have peeked in when you went there, and you see Stephanie's heart rate hasn't changed at all. And honestly, so everyone's is a little bit lower because you haven't been running,
Yeah.
but you don't see any distress from anybody from having pricked themselves or anything of that nature. So you're making your way back to the observatory.
Yeah. I
Ow.
don't get tetanus.
I'll follow him.
Your plans?
What do you think about all this, Mike?
Weird. Like, what type of game show would take someone's arm? Even if they're giving us $1 million afterwards, there's no way they could get away with that.
Right.
Like, I mean, I know money buys silence, but Jesus. Good Lord.
Not $1 million, at least. That doesn't buy silence.
I would be quite pissed. My hand's worth at least $2 million. Kind of giggles. I'll stay here with her, and I'll come. Where are you all heading?
they're heading to this observatory. I don't know what's exactly there. I was going to take a more look, see what I can figure out about the vials, and those playing cards look conspicuous.
All right. So if you're staying here, I'll keep an eye on her, and if anything happens, I'll let you know, and I'll shout out the door. They already left, but
Can we hear
So
them
you're
talking?
staying here too?
I mean, unless you're gonna keep an eye on her, I don't think we should leave her by herself.
I mean, if I'm checking the cards here, then I've got this covered. I'll shout to you if I'm leaving.
I'll go with them then, I guess. See if they need help. Just shout if you need anything.
Right.
So Mike will follow along with at a bit of a distance.
I'll keep
Yeah,
the door open.
If you guys are here, then he's probably just leaving.
So he's a bit behind you. He'll catch up with you. He sees where you're going. So all right. So that's essentially everybody's turn. So again, we'll go back to top of the order, and everyone gets an action.
I do want to look at the cards.
So give me an investigate.
You gonna behave? Hey, finally.
So you take out the cards, and give me. So what did you? How much did you pass by? Basically, what
6.
you
I rolled a 34.
Okay, so you roll a 34. So give me a logic plus 34. So sorry, logic plus 44 because this is. I'm assuming you know stuff about cards.
41.
I pass.
Okay, what'd you roll?
44.
Nice. Wait. Yeah, I was saying free skill point, but wrong character. All right, so you're flicking through, and it seems to be. I mean, like you can tell they've been used, and you're flicking through, and you're flicking through, and you're flicking through, and you find the Queen of Hearts, and it's weird. There's an extra heart on the card. Like you're playing cards, you played cards, poker and this and the other thing, blackjack, but it doesn't. Like it's not readily apparent. Like it's not like a sticker on top of it. But this card itself has an extra heart on it. It just strikes you as odd. And you look through and you look at all the other cards. None of the other queens have extra markings. None of the other cards have extra markings. There's 2 jokers, just like ever. But this one in particular, there's just something weird about it.
I'll slip it into the other sleeve.
Okay. So you now have a Queen of Extra Hearts card.
Ah, you fool. There was poison in extra heart.
Yep.
You just got injected.
Roll Constitution.
You too, Dragon.
Okay.
Do you like constellation? Why would you go to the observatory?
Why are you even following me? No, there's.
Rude! I'm here to help. Guess I'm not going to.
Well, there's some kind of puzzle and lights in there. Would you like to do me a favor and look and see if there's anything behind all these paintings and mirrors in this ballroom really quickly?
Sure.
Okay.
Or is that something?
So give me just investigate plus 20. Easy enough.
So, no. 21?
So you take some time and you're like moving candlesticks, like you've seen enough movies. You're moving stuff around and you move paintings, like nothing strikes you. There's no like little eyeballs looking through any of the paintings. There's nothing behind them. One of them actually just like falls off the wall.
Yoink.
It looks like a really expensive painting too.
Oh, was it the one that I jiggled?
Yeah. And you look around and you don't find anything that strikes you as weird. There's like gold. They look like gold candlesticks on the tables. They're not lit. They're the fresh candles in there. Nothing in the room seems out of the ordinary.
Well, what about the one that fell? If I turn it over, is there anything
There's the back of a painting.
Well, I mean, is there any weird, purple? No.
There was the back of the painting.
Is
No.
there the declaration? Is there a map to the Declaration of
No, I mean,
Independence?
I'll just check the corners and stuff.
Right. So now that you're looking, give me an investigate again. What did you roll for the first investigate?
21.
Yeah.
So investigate plus 21.
So 71? 21.
So there is, it does look, when you're looking at all 4 corners. Now the top right corner, you're almost going to lay it back down. But then the light from the chandelier catches something. It looks like a tiny piece of filament, or fishing line, that clear thread sticking out of the top right corner of the painting.
Hey! observatory guy. I forgot your name. Come here real quick.
What's
I
your
am
character
Greg.
name?
I'm really bad at names.
Not Josephine? No. What was your character's name?
Gwendolyn.
Gwendolyn. That's
Gwendolyn.
close.
All right.
I mean, we're,
You
So
sound like a
Greg,
villain.
Greg, Gwendolyn, and what was your character's first name?
Donovan.
Donovan. I'm gonna try to remember that.
see, I've been calling him villainous in my head, and
Villainous.
then I've been calling him Chris. So I mean, I forgot your name so fast. But I found some fishing wire stuff on this painting.
I'm probably at this moment looking at some books, doing my own check, and like, well, did you pull it?
Well, I want someone to be here, and if I do, now you know you'll get
Mike
like
walks in.
One more time. What's your character's name?
Gwendolyn.
Gwendolyn.
I want someone to be here just in case I lose an arm.
Mike walks in.
That's true. Mike was
He's
walking
following.
towards us.
Yeah. So at this point, Mike does walk into the room.
It's a bad idea for that someone else is in here too, like an official person.
That's right. Mike walks in. What'd you find?
Well, on this painting that fell when I took it off or checked it, there's some clear fishing line. I don't want to pull it and be here alone and something bad happens.
So he looks at it. He pulls another painting off the wall and he looks really carefully. And he pulls the last painting off the wall and he looks at it really carefully. He's like, just that one. What could they really put in a painting? I don't think they can fit a bomb in there.
Well, you would think, but then someone lost their arm,
Yeah.
and someone took a watch and then their watch and then died.
If they could fit a bomb in there, then they would be the bomb. Boom.
God.
+1 intimidate for punts.
+1 intimidate.
Yes. Your punts are that bad to scare people.
So 31.
So he walks back over and he's like, what's the worst that can happen?
I lose a hand or my life.
So he reaches down
Oh no.
and he grabs it and he pulls and it starts to go, it goes down and he starts to pull.
It's
It's
like,
actually like cutting, it's cutting through.
it's in the corner. Is it cutting through like where the wooden frame would be?
From the painting itself, the corner down.
Oh, okay.
It's like the backing. And he's pulling, it goes all the way down, all the way down, all the way up, and all the way over.
Mhm.
And the backing falls off.
Mhm.
It was just the thread that was holding them.
So there's the painting itself. And usually the backside of a painting is the back of the painting.
Mhm.
This is actually like an extra layer. And there's a blank piece of paper that falls out of it.
Well, that's what I was getting at when I said it. Check back the painting. So I'll grab the paper and like go to like the candle where there's light shining and see if there's anything on that side.
So you don't see anything looking in the candlelight. No, you don't see anything with this lighting that would be anything other than the blank card. Use your black light.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a big letter M on the card.
But how big is this paper?
It's like an index card,
So painting.
but it's not index card quality paper. Like it's quality paper sounds crazy, but there's like 1 second. I'm gonna grab food. We're gonna go ahead and pause the recording. Okay, quick pizza break at our dinner party, and we are back. We left off. Mike had just pulled the thread, and Dakota found a nice piece of paper with the big letter M on it, and that's, I believe, where we left off.
Thanks.
Gwendolyn. I'm gonna try. If I say Dakota, that means you.
Yeah, I know.
You're in the observatory.
Uh-huh.
You haven't gone yet, and then it'll be up to what you're doing in the lounge.
I'm an
Please.
M.
So before I ran off, I discovered the astronomy section of
Yes.
the books.
It is no longer there.
No. Can I go see if there's anything of interest in the books?
Yeah. So now that you're specifically searching within astronomy, give me either perception or investigate +25, because you know specifically where you're looking. So you can choose whether you're looking for something or whether you're like searching for something. The perception versus investigate.
Yeah, they're both the same. I would do investigate though, because ideally I'd probably be looking for one of the 6 planets that was listed on the computer.
You remember, you still have 5 sigils. All of you still have 5 sigils with the exception of Donovan.
Does he have 6 sigils?
No, you have 5. Donovan has 4. He used 1.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
And remember, with
I
the
thought-
signals, you can preload to give yourself a plus
I am
25.
so sorry. I thought Donovan was the NPC for a second.
So
That's
the
Mike.
old guy is Mike,
Yes, that's Mike.
and there's Tyler, who's still
Dead.
And then there's Stephanie.
Stephanie, who is unconscious on the couch in the lounge,
Okay.
missing an arm.
All right. Well, I got a 91.
Okay. Would you like to re-roll?
No.
So you find the astronomy section, and you start going through, and you pull out a book on the moon, and you flip through, and it's everything about the moon, the type of the makeup of the moon rocks that they brought back, and the moon landing, and it's an extensive book on the moon.
This looks like it doesn't help me at all. I would probably be saying out loud as I'm staring at
So
this thing.
how much did you failed by?
A lot.
A considerable amount?
So that's
A lot, right?
that's like not quite 40, 36.
So you flick through that book and you don't find anything helpful. Give me another either investigate or but flat, because you're kind of exhausted. You're like, you're in the right.
14.
Okay, so you passed. So you're looking and you're looking at all these, and it's like a volume. Like and back in the day, like Encyclopedia Britannica would have like volume 1 through whatever. It was all alphabetical.
Okay.
And you're looking through. And you found the one on the moon, but you're looking back and the numbers. You're looking at the volumes. And you see that 1 is not there. Volume 13 is not in this section.
Okay. What number is the moon one?
7.
Okay.
So 13 is not there. And you're looking at other series of books, and they're complete. All of them, as far as you can tell, they're like this one on geostationary orbits, this other one on astrophysics. There's like 1 through 9. Looks like complete volumes. And actually where 13 was, it's not readily apparent, but if you're looking, it's almost like the 2 books next to it have come to a rest. There's a very small gap. It looks like there's actually a missing book.
Okay. And then just to make sure there's nothing like in the gap between the 2 books at all, like anything in the bookshelf behind it or anything like that.
So you push your fingers in, push them apart, and you see nothing. You see where, like on the bottom, a bit of a drag mark in the dust, and this, which kind of strikes you as odd because this is the first time you've really seen any type of dust in this whole place, and you can see where something was removed from this section of shelving. So back to Donovan.
There's nothing else that catches my interest in this room, right?
In this room, no. Again, there's the drinks cart, and there's the cards, and then there's the cigars. So there's a humidor, walk-in humidor with a bunch of cigars.
Right. What's the door to that like?
It's just it's like a glass front. The whole thing's glass front, wooden. With just a handle on the front of it.
So not like a click handle. It's just
Like
like a
you
pull
would
handle.
push down on the lever and pull open.
So it opens outward.
Mm-hmm. And it's got the humidity gauge on the outside and shows like controlled temperature. Like it's something that you would have seen before. Being a businessman of money, like you would know,
Right.
And you actually recognize some of the brands inside as being like thoroughly expensive cigars.
I'll open the door and kind of slide like a chair to keep it open.
For the humidor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then I'll walk in and take a look. Just a general, if anything's missing, if anything catches my eye.
Just give me either investigator or perception if you're looking for something missing. Plus 25 because you're familiar with this type of thing.
You fucking kidding me?
Are you up by 1 again?
Yeah. By 1. I'll re-roll.
Okay.
Some actual bullshit.
Yeah. You'd be surprised how many people miss by 1.
I succeed.
So you look through, and again, very expensive. Like like that cigar, that one cigar is like a $300 cigar. And you're looking through, and they're all pretty well stocked. There's like a couple cigars missing here and there, but you like lift up some boxes. You're looking around, kind of looking up and around, shelving. You don't see anything that stands out, but you do know there's really, really nice cigars in here. And then on the outside, on a little table, is like a little cutter, a little blowtorch lighter, like the good stuff for lighting cigars.
Right. I'll snatch the cutter and the blowtorch.
Okay. So you have cigar accoutrement. Is there anything else in the room you wanted to interact with?
What's my watch? How is it like clasped?
Is
it just like a watch?
It just looks like a regular like Fitbit. When you remembering back that Tyler like just kind of yanked it off, it seemed to come free pretty easily.
Right. Walk over to Stephanie.
Okay.
I'll undo her watch.
Okay.
Lift it up.
You remove it from her skin?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So a few seconds after you do that, she starts to get very labored breathing. And she starts to cough and cough and cough. And her eyes actually pop open. And they're bugged out as she's like gasping for air. She's like,
hold her hand.
Okay.
Just look her in the eye.
And as you watch, her mouth fills with blood and it starts to ooze out and cough over. And she's like,
I'll dab it up with the napkin in my hand.
and as she looks at you in the eye and she's squeezing your hand, and you just like you feel like the strength fading, and she flops back down on the couch.
I want to clean up the blood from her mouth and everything.
Okay. Give me fine craft.
Okay.
Because are you trying to like completely remove the blood?
Yeah.
So fine craft plus 10 because you have the napkin.
I will spend another sigil for this.
Okay, so it's going to be plus 35.
34.
So the sigil gives them a plus 25,
Oh.
and then the plus 10 for having like
With
the hand.
77.
So you do an exceptional job. Like you even pull back her gums,
Mm.
and you're like removing blood from her mouth, and you catch the little bit that was like underneath her chin that dribbled down. So external appearance, she's
And then you
just
put the watch back on.
asleep.
And yeah, I put the watch right back on.
Alright.
Lay her down. I'll walk out and just kind of give a shout. Stephanie's sound asleep. I'm going to check some of the other rooms.
So you hear, I mean, kind of a muffled, like you two are in the ballroom, so you hear that. You hear a little quieter, but the doors are all still open, so you all hear that. And then you head that way. So we'll come back to you to see what you see in that room. So now we're back to essentially Greg, Gwendolyn, and Mike. So I think you went closest to the last, so it should be back to you.
Yeah.
It's up to you guys how you want to suss it out. I'm saying, like, as far as last person taking action.
So I found an EM.
So do you walk into the observatory?
Well, is the door open to the observatory?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, then I would just like shout over, I guess.
So you hear her shouting, like, I found an M.
Okay, I would walk over to on what?
I held up like a piece of my flashlight and started like flicking it to
And you see her holding up a nice piece of paper, but as soon as she turns on the black light, like an M glows. And you can see it because you're a lot closer. It's not like a perfectly written, it looks more like a smear
Mm-hmm.
of something.
All right.
And you see Mike standing there next to her.
Okay. I'll walk over to the piece of paper and pick it up. Oh gosh, dang it, out of character. I'm trying to remember the timing. Mike only said that he was going to watch Stephanie to him.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I would not have heard that. Okay. Can I see if the piece of paper looks like it came from like a book or something?
Just looking at it, it's a little bit bigger than an index card. It's like a piece of nice stationery. It's like a heavier, nice piece of paper. It doesn't look like it was torn out of anything.
Okay.
It just looks like a nice piece of paper that you would have in a stack from a good stationery store.
All right, that's interesting. And then I would go back to the bookshelf to go and say, "Hold on, I'm gonna look at something." Yeah. And then what I would probably do is I would see. So in the volume of astronomy, of the 6 planets, of the 6 bodies.
Yeah.
There's the Moon, Mars, Saturn, Venus, Jupiter, and Mercury. Is any of those missing from the volumes?
So looking through, you find volumes on all of those.
Okay, so it's none of these that are missing.
Correct.
Can I know what numbers they are, just in case?
Sure. So Mercury is 8.
Okay.
Venus is 17. The moon is... Well, you already had the moon, right?
Yeah, it's 7.
Okay, 7. Mars is 4. Jupiter is 9. And Saturn is 6.
6. Okay. All right. Okay. Not what I thought I was going to be looking for. I'm going to go to the... I'm totally taking up your turn now.
Sure, I can go on. I mean, I'm just gonna go to a different room.
Okay.
So.
All right. Then.
He's
Okay.
been really excited about this thing.
Right? I know it's a puzzle. Okay, so I go to the computer.
Okay.
And so if I go to right now it should be on Mars. If I go back to the moon on the drop down, does the LED change?
So yes, the Mars LED stays lit.
Yeah.
Then the moon one lights up, and they both stay lit.
The moon one was lit up beforehand.
Yeah.
All right. So you went moon. It stayed lit. Sorry, I failed to mention that. Then the Mars one lit up,
Yes.
and the Mars one is the.
It's the fourth one. So moon is still lit. And
So
it's
moon is the
one.
third one. Mars is the fourth one.
Yes.
Yes, and they both stay lit.
Okay, and when I going back to the moon, it's still lit.
Yep. There's no visible change. Correct.
Okay. Let me try Mercury on the drop down.
Okay. So you click on Mercury, and again, the sky pans around. It kind of slides almost like on a wheel to move the heavenly bodies around where you view it, and it lands on Mercury, and you get a good view of Mercury from just looking up at the glass. And you look back at the LED panel, and the first light is now lit up, and the other two are still lit up.
Okay. That's fun. Write down Mercury there. Okay. Just to check one more thing.
Child horse again? You need to drink some water.
You need potassium.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was
Click
right in
on.
my head.
So I click on Saturn.
I don't know why.
Saturn. You click on Saturn, and then again, shift.
Mm-hmm.
You see the rings, you see the moons, and then the sixth LED lights up. The rest stay lit.
Okay. I'm noticing that the LED for Saturn is the sixth one, and the volume for Saturn is number 6. So I'm wondering is there anything else to look at, like detail wise, in the in the stars above? I guess I suppose there wouldn't be any. Dang it! I wouldn't have any. Can I open up the 6th volume for Saturn and see
Sure.
if there's anything significant in that?
So you flick through, probably just looking at pictures and like bold words and stuff. Not
Okay.
really. I don't know if you personally have a flair for astronomy.
Nope.
But it's same as the one for the moon. It's just, here's what the rings are made up of. Here's some satellite passes. Here's what we think are on the surface. Some interesting features. It's just, it's not like a massive book, but it's like a thorough scientific book on Saturn.
Okay.
I'm not there. I cannot bring it together.
I mean, at this time, during this, like you could walk into the room. That's the thing. Like you and Mike could walk in there while he's doing this stuff. That's up to you.
She already left.
Oh, okay.
Alright.
So you're flicking through, and that's what you see on Saturn. So now we're going to head over to Dakota.
Yeah.
And you went to that room,
The
which is
conservatory.
the conservatory.
That's observatory.
No, that's the
observatory.
observatory.
That's the conservatory.
Were you already in there?
Yep,
Yes.
it's full of plants. I failed my investigation check, so there could be stuff in there.
I don't know anything about botany though. Maybe. I
So
don't
walking in, you see there's
know. Personally,
like raised platform planters along by the windows, appropriate levels of light.
Mhm.
There's hanging plants that are higher up that would get less direct sunlight. Then there's more like eye level plants. And on a table, you see several bottles of like pesticides, weed killer, anti-bug stuff. You see a big pair of hedge trimmers, and you see a smaller pair of pruning shears, which like to cut branches and stuff.
Mhm.
Everything in here, topiary skills wise, looks very well kept. Everything very vibrant. the air smells good. It's not as pungent or as strong as when Mitch's character, as when Donovan went there, because he had opened the door. And it's been open since. But it's still like a heavy floral vegetation growth. You have the under smell of like the damp earth with some, like, not necessarily fertilizer, but like nitrates and stuff like that to keep the soil rich.
So I know what belladonna looks like. Did any plant look like that?
Give me luck plus 20. So yes, and is belladonna? That's more of it's a flower, right?
It's a flower, but it's also poison.
Yeah. Oh, I know. So in one of the medium
It's like a
hanging plants, in one of the hanging pots that you could reach, you do see a pot with belladonna inside of it.
I will take it off.
Okay. So you take the whole pot down. So it lifts. It's like sitting in chains. So you can take the whole plant down, do whatever you need to, and put it back up there. If you need to.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take those pruning shears and be very careful as I clip these flowers.
Okay. So there's actually some gloves on the table, like good garden gloves.
Is there anything in here to like wrap it up?
Looking around, you see there's some bags back in the corner. They probably held the nitrates and the fertilizer. So it's like a smaller bag, not necessarily like a gallon Ziploc type, but it's not a gallon Ziploc, but it's like it had.
Okay, it's like clean and stuff.
Yes, there's a little bit of soil in there, so you could dump it out and you could put the belladonna in there and somehow hide it in your person. So you now have one bag of belladonna.
Yes. And I will do everything else and then just like cook it on my understand.
Okay.
Or whatever. Find it out.
So that brings us back to Mike. And Mike will have probably gone into the observatory with you. He's kind of sick of running around the mansion at this point. So you're kind of poking and prodding around. And Mike walks in. He's like, "Oh wow, I saw one of these. I took my neighbor's kid when he was sick one time to the observatory. This is pretty cool. I don't really have much of a flair for astronomy, but it's pretty neat. You find anything? Is this the LEDs you were talking about?" And he kind of points to the four that are lit up.
Yeah. It looks nice, doesn't it? I'm just trying to figure this out.
Oh, I thought you were with me. I was like, holy shit. No.
How does it work?
Well, you click on a drop down go to the computer and you choose a drop down on the list of bodies.
Which ones haven't you clicked on yet?
I haven't clicked on. Let's see. I haven't clicked on Jupiter or Venus yet.
Right, so he clicks on Jupiter.
Okay.
Same thing. And he's looking at me like, wow. Like, you've already seen this 4 times now, so you're like, yeah, I know it's going to happen. He's like, oh, man, this is just like in the planetarium. And as soon as he clicks on Jupiter, the 5th light lights up.
Okay.
I'm like, all right, well, maybe we just have to light them all up. What's the other one? What haven't you clicked it?
Oh, I haven't clicked on Venus.
All right, so he clicks on Venus. It slides around, and you look at the LED lights. The last one lights up. They flash red, 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 and they all go dark.
All right. Can you do me a favor?
Sure.
Can you click on? That's 1, 2. No, that's 3. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Can you click on Mars?
Yeah.
And then Saturn.
Then he clicks on Mars. It slides around. The number 4 lights up.
All right. Then can you click on Saturn?
Clicks on Saturn. Number 6 lines up.
Okay. Then you click on the Moon.
So the same deal. Number 3 lights up.
All right. Can you click on Mercury?
Number 1 lights up.
Can you click on Jupiter?
Number 5 lights up.
And then click on Venus.
Number 2 lights up. They all flash red and shut off.
Okay.
So now we're going to go back to Donovan. So you headed over towards that.
Yes, I'll peek into this room.
All right. Again, let me get on that.
So, just for audience's sake, I was trying to go through the order of volumes.
Okay.
And my theory is either it didn't work because it didn't work, or because
It's in the wrong order.
I mean maybe a different order, or maybe different order. It's also worth noting that in the middle of that, the number 13, it would have appeared, and I was missing it.
So you open the door, and you look into a well-lit library. All along the wall, just shelf after shelf to the ceiling with the sliding ladder on rails. books all over the place. Again, floor to ceiling, and there's like you call them like study tables. Like if you go to a public library, they have the study tables with lamps. It has like the little leather thing in the middle, set the books on. And to the right of the door, there's actually a stack of white gloves, like white cotton gloves, or sorry, white latex gloves. Looking at the books, you can tell from some of the inlay on it. These are like very nice books. Like you see Dante's Inferno. It was very old with gold inlaid letters. In the center of the room, there is a table, and has a dice tray in the middle. It strikes you as kind of odd to have a game of dice in the middle of the library.
Are there dice in the lounge?
Not that you saw. But there are dice inside this tray.
Okay.
Looking in there, you see... Okay, go ahead.
I'll take the gloves,
Okay.
slip them on,
Okay.
and then walk over to the...
Right. In the dice tray, you see 5 d20s. All of them are showing 1s. They come right out of your hand. All 5 or 1?
Just one.
Okay.
No.
It rolls, and it rolls a 20.
Grab the next one.
Rolls a 20. Rolls a 20.
Next one.
That one rolls a 10.
And last one.
Rolls a 8. You roll them again, or you leave it as they are.
So, 3 rolled 20s.
3 rolled 20s.
What am I doing? I was about to write my notebook with markers.
Excuse me. So I apologize for the coughing as you write notes. I had the flu and bronchitis last week, so I'm still kind of suffering from that.
You have bronchitis?
I had acute viral bronchitis and the flu at the same time. So I think I'm good for the rest of the year.
Sucks.
Yeah, that's why I was like half dead last time we played Strahd. Now I'm only a quarter dead. I was really hoping my voice wasn't going to like give out halfway through the night. Feel pretty good, and I got a pocket full of Ricola just in case.
So the first one I rolled, the very first one, I'll roll that again.
Comes up 20.
Again.
Same dice?
Yeah.
20.
One more time.
20. Which is like astronomically impossible. Unless you're playing 3 out of 5 and they want you to confirm your crits, and then it's still pretty impossible.
I'll try the 8.
So you roll the 8, it comes up at 8 again. Every dice that you pick up and re-roll, the same exact dice comes up the same exact number no matter how many times you roll it.
So they're all like, there's nothing special about the color or...
They look, they're a mixture of colors. They're all clear. None of them are solid. You don't see anything. That would be like a magnet inside of them. But you roll 3 20s, a 10, and an 8 every single time. No matter how many times you roll them. Even if you roll them outside of the thing, they'll still come up.
I'll take the ones that just roll 20s.
Okay.
Slip them into one pocket.
Okay.
And the other 2, I'll slip into a different pocket.
Okay. So you have 5 d20s.
Right.
Potentially loaded.
Lift up the dice tray.
Doesn't seem conspicuous at all. It's just a nice wood with like felt in the bottom, felt around the edges. Very nice construction.
I'll set it down. The study tables, do they have drawers?
Yes.
I'll take a look.
Okay, so you go through. There's 3 tables. You open them up in succession. There's stationery. There's pens, and the last one, there's a very large, very sharp letter opener. Like essentially looks like a stiletto, but beveled edges on the sides, very sharp.
I will slip that into a pants. Like,
Carefully so it doesn't.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is it just another knife?
Yep, essentially another knife. Same stats as a regular knife in Zealand.
You have a lot of knives.
I'm just
Totally not the bad guy though.
Totally not. After he totally murdered her.
You guys don't know that.
She's stealing poisons.
You guys don't know that.
You actually murdered a person.
You don't know that.
Exactly. That's the beautiful part about roleplaying. You guys have no idea.
Anything weird on the shelves, the books themselves?
So looking around again, it's just a lot of really nice old books. Nothing really jumps out at you.
Okay. Then I'll head over to another room and let...
Okay. So we're back to Chris, Dakota, and Mike. Tyler and Stefan.
You guys want to do anything? No?
I would like to do my thing. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go. Well, that didn't work. Then I'm gonna start moving into here, and I want to look at the paintings.
Okay.
And see the paintings themselves and see what they are of.
Okay. On the one that she opened, it's a medieval battle scene. You see like a Knights Templar on a horse, sword, red cross on his shield, stabbing down to some infidel to spread Christianity, like we properly did. Just everywhere there's people with spears, and it looks like they're fighting in. It looks like the Middle East, like where the Crusades happened.
Okay.
You don't see any cities in the background. It just looks like an open field battle.
Okay.
The Crusader has a morning star, and that's what he's like crushing the skull of infidel or non-believer.
Okay.
The other paintings, there's one of like a natural nature scene, very waterfall, kind of like, let's say Kincaid is more of a modern art. Modern artist deals a lot with lighting, and if you were to put it back on where it was, there's actually track lighting to shine on that painting, and it changes. Like you're looking at it here, we put it back up there, like the whole kind of feel of the painting changes with the specific lighting. Almost gives it more of like a dawn or dusk look to it with the way the shadows are cast in the painting.
Okay.
And other than that, like you see, the frames themselves are like gilded with gold. There's golden candlesticks on the tables. Just a very well adorned ballroom. You don't see any speakers or anything, but you see kind of in the corner, there's like a slightly raised platform where you essentially like a band would sit and play.
Okay.
I keep forgetting to mention these things when you guys are looking at it. Sorry.
Yeah. And there's this bottle.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Yes.
The humiditor, like it had the humidity setting.
Mm-hmm.
How high does that get?
It didn't strike you as odd. I don't know humidors that well, but it seemed like, because most cigars have to be kept at certain humidity to maintain their like freshness, and everything seemed on the up and up when you look at it. Like there's a temperature gauge, the humidity, and they set to what you would assume, like you with your background would assume is like the proper settings. Yeah, you're good.
Can I get really lucky with that Pelotona?
Yeah, the luck rolls are everything is. So, Chris, was there anything else you want to do in the ballroom or observatory area? And Mike is kind of like, you see him back there playing with the computer. He's not looking at the LEDs, like he's just looking up at the sky, like this is really cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Alright, hey Mike, I'm probably gonna go ahead and move on. I don't know. There's a book missing from the shelf. There might be somewhere else. So
which one? I'll keep an eye out. I'm probably gonna go grab another hunk of food. Might as well.
All right. It's volume 13 from the astronomy table. Don't know what planet.
Okay, volume 13 is trying to got it. I'll keep an eye out. Again, I'm gonna head back to the dining room, and then maybe I'll catch up with you in a bit.
All right. I want to ask. I'm like out of character. I want to ask a question.
Go ahead.
I want to ask you a question about Stephanie, but then also I don't know if it would be out of character for me to actually ask a quick question about Stephanie right now.
Ask it, and then we'll determine from there.
Okay. I don't know. Never mind. There'd be no point.
Okay.
All right. I'll just move on.
Okay, so you move on, and then you can kind of pick your destination for your next turn. So that brings us back to Dakota and Donovan.
I'll take like a quick glance or like a look around, see if there's any type of like poisonous foliage in here.
Besides the belladonna?
Besides the belladonna.
Give me a logic.
No.
Do you personally, do you know poisonous plants? Like you said you knew belladonna.
I mean, I know quite a few, but not off the top of my head.
Given your background, I'll give you, what do I give you for the belladonna roll for your luck?
Plus 20.
Okay, we'll do either perception or investigate.
Okay.
Or if you have a specialization, investigate.
I do.
For forensics, though.
Hey, forensics is all types of stuff.
Not identifying plants.
Yeah, that would be more like,
No,
like the
no,
crime
but-
scene stuff. I would so investigate or perception, whatever one you want to use, plus 20.
So I'll just use investigation. I pass.
Okay, with what?
I rolled a 36.
That's pretty good. So you're looking around and you're kind of like specifically looking for poison plants.
Mhm.
And as you're looking around, you see in one of the higher ones that wouldn't get much sunlight at all. You see, you can recognize nightshade. It's out of your reach currently. But then looking around, you also see like wolf's bane, and that's kind of the extent of my knowledge of poisonous plants. Like you see, not like poison ivy. Obviously, no one would want to willingly keep that. But you do notice 3 or 4 other strains. I mean, they're very nice looking plants, but they're not like in a specific section, kind of
Okay.
spread about. But the more poisonous ones are in the hanging plants. The ones down in the potted plants, like you look through, those are more your just nice looking. They're like hydrangeas, poinsettias.
Is there like a step stool around that I could like reach the higher ones?
Give me perception plus 20.
Yeah, you pass.
So you do see kind of like behind some of the thicker plants, you do see you just catch the glance of an outline of a door.
The door?
Within the room, there's
Okay.
a door.
Well, I will put the belladonna back on. The ones I can reach, I will take down, put those on, clip, add it to the bag.
Okay.
And then I'll go to the door.
Okay, so you open the door and you do see like a proper ladder. And you do see just other various horticulture type implementations. But you do see a ladder which would be tall enough to reach the higher plants. There's nothing in here you couldn't reach with it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well then I guess I'll use that to get the ones I couldn't reach of the poisonous ones.
So you have some belladonna, you have some wolfsbane, you
I have a
have...
bag of poison.
Sure. You have several bags of poison.
Oh no, I just belong to the same one.
So you have that. So now we'll go to Donovan.
Oh, and then I'm gonna head back to the dining room.
Okay.
I'll make my way there.
Okay, so you make your way back to the dining room, we'll catch back around to that. And
What is
you're
this room?
that room right there,
I believe this is the
that is the study, correct.
Ooh.
5 minutes on this thing. Alright, so you open up. It's kind of like the other one. You see books and maps, but it's not as that. These are more like world travel. You see maps of various countries, islands, some with kind of like pins on them, like maybe this is where they traveled. But they fill like every nook and cranny of the shelves. And then throughout the study, besides the desk, which is a very large desk, there are display cases of antiquities. You see fossils. You see like skull of something that looks like a primate. And then you see various stands with weapons and armor. You see 2 crossed fencing rapiers. You see a full set of chainmail, this shirt. You see a shield with a red cross on it. You see a ceremonial dagger, it looks Middle Eastern, in the hilt, very jewel encrusted. And you see a morning star. And these are all just in various like stands on display cases and stuff like that.
The desk.
Okay.
Are there drawers?
There are. There's 4 drawers, 3 of which open up to just some are files, and you flip through it, and they're like named of the places you saw in the maps. And then there's a center drawer which is locked.
I'll feel under for like a release or something like that.
You don't feel anything underneath. It's a locked drawer. It's like the old style locks with a very big like circular hole in the line at the bottom.
I don't suppose my stiletto dagger could slip into that.
Roll might. It's flat.
Might?
Might. Are you trying to pick the lock? Or trying to force the drawer open?
I was trying to pick it.
Okay. So the point will go in, but it's really not. It doesn't have enough to like push the tumblers down while twisting.
All right.
You would need something more along the lines of like your fallout screwdriver, bobby pin.
Let's
or
try the
a lockpick set.
Let's try the might.
Okay.
Go then.
So flat might.
Come on. 21.
So you reach the stiletto inside, and you kind of turn from side to side. You feel where like the clasp is, and you gotta push against it and pry, and the desk comes out. In there's 6 bullets loose, very small caliber. Written on the very bottom, it says .38, a 38 caliber.
No pistol though.
No pistol, just 6 bullets loose in a drawer. And other than that, there's just some notes. And looking at the notes, it just seems like travel dates and times, airplane numbers, stuff like that.
Nothing that leaps out.
Nothing that leaps out. Not to the naked eye. Not with it all kind of looking around the maps. It kind of coincides with travel maps and pins and like going from here to Borneo to this to that.
Right.
Like world traveler notes.
I'm gonna grab one of the rapiers.
Okay. So you have a rapier. There's no sheath or anything.
Right.
You just have a rapier.
Yeah, that's cool as it is.
And after I leave the room, Mike, where are you?
So you kind of wait and you hear Mike coming back and like, I'm on the way to the dining room.
Come here real quick. You're gonna want to see this.
Okay. So on Mike's next turn, he'll make his way over to where you're at. All right. So that brings us back to Greg. Well, back to the top of the turn order.
All right. So in the last turn, I would have made it to this room.
Okay. That room is the billiards room.
Sure, I got it.
All right, so this is a large, lavish room. Like everything you've seen in this place just screams opulence. Like you can tell. In there's another drink cart. There's another humidor, smaller. It's not the full walk-in one, but it's a smaller, like cabinet-style humidor with like almost display case layout of cigars. There's a large billiards table. There's a rack with pool cues along the wall, and there's a dartboard.
There's a pool table, a rack.
It's 4 pool cues.
Okay.
Okay, that's not big pool.
There's you said there's a humidor.
Yep. This is more of a smaller humidor, but it still has like 3 or 4 different boxes of cigars in there, all nice looking.
Okay, so pool table, rack, humidor. Was there something else I missed?
There's a dartboard along the wall, open cabinet, and you see 6 darts, and they all look to be stuck in the same exact place.
All right. Where are the darts stuck?
So walking over there, you see, and these are like the proper like metal tip darts. And it looks like a pretty well used dartboard. And they're all stuck in the number 19, all 6, in a very like tight group. Like not something that you could randomly throw 6 darts and they all land. Like these are purposely placed in the number 19.
Okay. Go ahead and take one out, I suppose.
Okay. So you now have 1 metallic dart, like sharp pointed dart. Could be used as a thrown weapon. It would do like 5 damage.
Okay. I'll put it in my.
You all have pockets. Like
yeah.
even those of you in a dress, like you would have some sort of something to put stuff in.
Is there
like
anything
a clutch or something?
Is there anything written on the dart before I put it in my pocket?
You look at all of them. There's nothing on it. It's like the metallic foil, shiny ends to it. They're very like weighty in your hand. They're very well balanced. It would fly true.
Okay. So yeah, I'll put 1 dart in my pocket, and then okay. So let's look at the humidor then.
Okay.
So there's just like 3 boxes of cigars in there.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing underneath the boxes, right?
Open up the top. You lift up the boxes. You lift up the cigars. There's nothing in there. It's just and kind of the same as he found. Like next to the humidor, there's the nice like butane lighter. There's the little clip to cut the ends of the cigars.
Interesting. And then if I open up one of the boxes of cigars in the humidor, there's just cigars in there.
Mm-hmm. There's a couple missing from boxes here and there, but it doesn't seem.
Okay.
It doesn't seem like anything other than like someone grabbed a cigar.
Okay. The pool table. Are all of the cue balls there?
There are 1 through 9.
1 through 9. Okay. And then there's the white ball as well.
No, you do not see a cue ball.
Interesting. Okay. And then there's just a rack with 4 cues on it.
Yep, up against the wall, there's the the pool cue stand. There's hand chalk. There's tip chalk. All that stuff.
All right. Are the balls just like in pockets or?
They're scattered around the table. The 9 that you can see are just scattered around the table.
What if I just go ahead and put one in one of the pockets for the typical table?
Okay, it's the type that doesn't have like the internal ramp mechanism. It's just like a leather pocket on either side.
Yeah.
And you just push one in there and it falls into the pocket. But you don't see any other balls in any of the other 6 pockets. Just 1 through 9.
All right. Well, I don't know. There wouldn't be anything for me to do with that. So I guess I'll head out then.
Okay, so you head back out, and then this brings us back to Dakota,
Yes.
and then Mike.
So I
Sorry,
will,
Gwendolyn.
Yes. So I will actually detour to the kitchen.
Okay.
And start boiling some water.
Okay, so you
With
start.
the gas inside.
Okay, so you start boiling up some water, and you start making essentially poison.
Yep, poison tea. And
Okay.
then, however long it takes, I will then like straighten out the leaves, put it back in the bag. Is the bag like clear?
You can find that type of bag in the kitchen.
Well,
like
no,
it's full of
I
stuff.
don't want a clear bag.
Okay. This is the bag that you use. It had some dirt in there. It was like a small soil bag, maybe like a specialized soil. But you can rinse it out if you want to.
No, I don't want a clear bag. I want something that.
Right. No, the one you have is not clear. It's
Okay.
like the white,
Okay.
like heavy duty soil bag.
So when I'm done making like the poison, I
Mhm.
will take the leaves, put it into the bag, cut it back up, and then like stuff it as far as I can into the trash can.
Okay. So yeah, it's you like lift up. There's not a lot of trash in there. There's like a few things.
I want to make sure you can't see it.
Yeah, it's tucked up underneath.
And then
where did you come from? What room did you come from?
She came originally from here and was going towards the dining room.
Okay, so you went. Okay, got it.
well, then I'll like put in some like put sugar, maybe put in some nice cups, and then I'll take it to the dining room.
Okay, so you walk into the dining room, and we will. As you walk in to the dining room, you kind of get there at the same time as Mike.
Wasn't he coming towards me?
Well,
Yeah.
he was on his way towards the dining room. Like he was, so he's kind of in the hallway. You pass each other, and you see Mike heading off towards some other way. You walk in the dining room. Tyler's body is gone.
Then we didn't hear like any doors open.
We haven't closed any doors.
That's true.
His body is gone, and you immediately notice that Stephanie's heart rate is flatlined, and you all now have $140,000 next to your names.
Okay, well, then
1.4 million.
Or sorry, 1.4 million. Yes.
Okay, well then I'll quickly, gently put the tea down, and I'll go and see if her body's still there.
Okay. We'll get to that in a second.
Oh,
So-
that will like let her know that Tyler's body's gone, Stephanie's dead.
Okay. So you all hear her shout out this. You would be able to hear that from where you came from. You would be able to hear that from where you came from. So what do you do with that information? And then Mike just stops in his tracks and comes into the dining room with you, and he's like, "What the shit? What is going on? What happened to Stephanie?" And he takes off running, and he's heading towards.
Well, I mean, that's basically what I'm doing. I'm going toward.
And then
I guess.
I would have run towards to where I heard her voice to see where she was.
Okay, so you run and you see them rounding the corner towards the study, and you look in the dining room, and his body is gone. You see the blood on the floor.
Okay.
Give me either perception or investigate plus 10.
I'm gonna use a sigil.
Okay.
I'm marking this on that side. Plus 20?
Plus 10.
Plus 10? Still a fail. That's 63.
All right, so
She had 4 left.
so quickly you see the same thing. You see the blood on the floor where Tyler was. You see that Stephanie's heart rate has flatlined, and then you now have $1.4 million next to your name.
Oh, by the way, I wouldn't put teacups for people who I thought were still alive. So not for Tyler.
Right, so you put 4 teacups out?
Mhm.
All right, so what do you do with that information? Tyler's gone, Stephanie's dead.
You already knew.
How heavy is the Morning Star?
You could carry it. It's
I'll take the rapier and the Morningstar, and I'll rush over to the room.
So you see them rounding the corner, heading into the lounge. Are you heading towards the lounge, or are you heading towards the dining room?
I'll head towards. If I see Mike,
Yeah, they're all heading towards the lounge.
Mike, here.
Which
I'll
one
head
you
in the
heading?
Morningstar. Looked more your style than this,
Okay.
and if
With the missing body, this might come in handy.
exactly, if something's taking us,
Alright.
best to protect yourself, right?
Right. And you see him kind of like hefted over his shoulder.
Would you prefer the rapier?
Honestly, steelworker, I'm used to swinging hammers.
That's what I figured. You feel that sit out nicely.
Thank you.
Oh, you're a steel worker. How cool.
He was a steelworker, yeah. 40 years. Union man.
How old is he?
He just looks to be in his like late 50s, mid
Oh,
60s.
okay, I was like, if he's like 40,
He's steelworker since birth. Caste system.
how long has he been working in the steel
So-
place if he's 40?
Yeah, he looks to be like 50s, 60s years old. Still spry, still strong from his years as that. But
So we
He's
go
not
to the
related?
lounge.
yeah, so you all go into the lounge, and you immediately just see Stephanie. Stephanie's laying there just as you left her, but you don't see the rise and fall of her chest anymore.
Well, I know she's dead.
Right, everyone knows. I mean, you know she's dead.
You call that she's
Shout
dead.
it.
We all know she's dead.
But you don't see anything else that stands out. She's just dead.
Mm-hmm. But then I'll go over to her buddy,
Okay.
and I'll just start looking her over.
Okay, so you see the wound that she had before. You see the 3 puncture marks with a little dot of blood, but nothing else. There's no bruising. There's no puncture marks anywhere else on her body. The wristwatch or the heart monitor is still there. You see that her head is slipped off the pillow that she was propped up on, but that's it. There's her makeup's not smeared. No outward appearance that anything has happened.
You sure about that? Because no offense, but if you like wiping off blood, not that I know this, her makeup would smear unless you had something to touch it up.
You don't notice anything at a quick glance.
Okay. Well, I'm looking her over, like I'm taking my time.
Okay, so then I'm sitting there going, so I'd probably be looking and going, how this happened?
Do you think whatever took Tyler might have done this?
Or whoever's in here last.
I've been in other rooms.
Well, they did
Do you think
say.
that would be part of the game?
What? Taking the bodies, or?
No, it's killing someone.
Duh.
I mean, that's obviously what they say they want.
Yeah.
Okay.
It said there's a keypad on the
So I-
entrance hall.
So I left the room, and then you came in and you followed with me, and then Mike followed shortly after.
Yeah, she was fine. And then you
I checked the cards. I found a weird playing card, and then I found a library and these. But
and you all see you took the rapier and the Morningstar.
yeah, but
So you see he has a rapier, and Mike now has like a Morningstar, like proper with ball and spikes at the end, like proper weapon. Kind of almost exactly what you saw in the painting.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a while since I've been in here.
Well, there's a keypad on the front door, and our money value went up when Tyler died, and then again when Stephanie died.
Mm-hmm.
So when like the winner takes on, I'm pretty sure the winner is the one that's alive. So I'm pretty sure they either want us to kill each other, or they will kill us or not.
She didn't forfeit like the other one.
And she didn't bleed out.
Mike's standing there, and he's like, we got to figure out these vials. There's something in the observatory that has the same lights, and they all lit up green when you clicked on certain planets. Has anyone else seen any other LED things around? Any other clues? You said you found a playing card. What is it?
It's a Queen of Hearts with an extra heart.
Let me see it. So he looks.
You play?
Gamble from time to time, but this is weird. She's not supposed to have the third heart. So it's essentially like a heart pendant she's
Right.
wearing, but it's not your typical. You looked at all the other queens and they don't have a pendant there. So he hands it back to you.
And it's not like a sticker,
It's part of the card.
You have like a black light, right?
You don't know that. I mean, I do, but you don't know that.
I thought you lit it up in front of him too.
Yeah.
No, I did in front of Mike, but not him.
Oh, well.
Oh, and you lit it in front of me.
No, only Mike.
No, you
Oh, yeah,
lit it in
sorry.
front of
Yeah.
me.
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot I did like
This is
four.
a- so
Yes.
most of the people here know that you have it.
Shine. I'll put it away.
Well, no, you didn't know, so why would
Yeah,
you?
exactly.
You didn't know.
I would put the
The
card
other
away.
three of you know. Unless
Okay.
one.
Okay.
I'm not going to have Mike speak up.
Yeah.
Spoilers. But.
Okay.
Okay, well, Mike would hold the card and you take it back, I suppose. Okay.
No, then. Maybe, is there anything to do with hearts? Have we seen anything?
Besides our own heartbeats on that wall.
Interesting.
What if you went to the... What's the room you went into?
The observatory and ballroom. There was a couple of paintings. It was interesting that there was a morning star in one of the paintings. A lot like the one that Mike's holding right now. In the observatory, there was another light indicator thing. It seems to be that there's some kind of order with the books, but what's interesting is that one of the books was missing.
Right, which one?
The 13th volume of the astronomies.
Roll me logic plus 20. So you remember seeing an astronomy book out on the study table.
I can show you that.
In the study.
Come with me.
Perhaps we shouldn't go alone anymore.
You can come with me. You can stay with mine.
Or we can all go.
Or
You
that.
should all go.
Well, do we want somebody to keep an eye on Stephanie's body?
You guys look strong. I'm pretty sure you can pick her up and carry her.
You just add dead body to your inventory. You each get half.
Well, she's already missing a limb, so it's
Yeah,
not that
she's
heavy.
like a pound and a half lighter.
I'll show you.
Then I will go with.
So you all, and Mike's sticking right with you. You all make your way to the study, and there on the table
This one?
is volume 13 of the astronomy.
I'll open it up. What's it?
So, in the book, every single page is blank except for one right in the middle. And it is a galaxy map of the planets. And it shows the sun in the middle. It shows the order of the planets from closest to furthest.
Which, is that the same order as the LEDs that have been lighting up, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So, and you would, having figured that out, you would know that the first planet that's clickable is Mercury, followed by Venus, the Moon,
Okay.
Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn,
Okay.
in order from closest to furthest from the sun.
Okay.
Does this help?
Can I take that?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Of course.
I'm gonna head off now.
Well, I want to see what you found out.
So
Well, then follow me.
Mike follows you to the observatory.
Right.
Do you stay in the study, or do you come with them to the observatory, or do you go somewhere else? So, and you all see what's in the study. There's books all along the wall. There's a desk.
Oh, this is where I found the morning star.
Yeah.
And it's with a shield and...
And along the wall, you see a crusader shield, like you saw in the painting.
Okay.
You see a ceremonial dagger and like a curved blade, like a Middle Eastern, I think like a Saudi Arabia dagger, just from going away presents people have gotten. And there's one rapier matching to what he has, and it's a very ornate. Like the hilt is very ornate, very like silver.
Like a ceremonial rapier.
Right, but you can tell it's still like they're all sharp. Just even looking at them, like you can tell these are like, potentially deadly weapons.
So, like, what year is it?
And there's a full set of chainmail.
What year is
20.
it?
Okay. And the Crusader in the painting were they wearing chainmail?
Yes.
Wait, so if it's 2020, do we know, like, what year, like, month? Is this, like, before the zombie outbreak, or?
So to your knowledge, there's been no zombie outbreak. You all just were living your lives.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Then before we go, Mike, you're already holding Mars, so I can grab the shield as well, and I'll grab the chainmail.
I can't. I don't have the strength to do shield and Morningstar.
Why don't you?
It's one or the other.
I've got sword already.
And you can all easily shoulder the weight of these. Like it's a shield. It's not like solid steel tower shield or anything. It's it's wood with metal bracing. That's got the handle on the inside. You could essentially strap it. I know I'm saying that to everybody.
I'll go and pick up the shield. And when I do, is there any like mechanism at all on the stand that?
Give me investigate. Anybody that wants to do at any time, anybody wants to look around and investigate anything, just let me know.
Okay, that's 93, so that's a fail.
So are you looking before or after you pick up the shield?
After.
Okay. So after, you don't notice anything. It just looks like your standard equipment shield. Like there's a kind of like hooks where it would you slide it down inside of it and you pull it back up, comes free.
All right.
And there's still the ceremonial dagger, one rapier. So now you have a shield.
Okay.
Mike has the Morningstar.
So the ceremonial dagger wasn't in the painting. I would want to check that hook because maybe if there isn't a mechanism on the ones that we're grabbing, maybe there's a mechanism.
Yeah. So you lift it off and nothing happens. You pull the dagger free and it's, like razor sharp, curved. It's actually sharp on the front side and sharp on the back side.
Okay. Fancy dagger. I'm going to put the dagger back on the stand.
Okay. All right, and you said you're staying in the study or are you going with them?
No, look around the study.
Okay. As they're making their way out, are anything in particular you're looking for, or?
Well, as soon as they would leave, I would use my black light.
Okay.
Maybe just
Okay. So you shine it around the room, and you don't nothing's on the walls, nothing on the windows. Looking in the desk drawers, the center drawer is popped open.
Mm-hmm.
You see stationery, pens, that type of stuff in there.
Does the stationery in here match the stationery that had the M on it?
Yes, it does. Exactly. The same type of stationery, same weight, same feel.
Would I remember if this? It was maybe a finger smear, or is it paintbrush smear?
Well, you still have the card on you.
That's true, I do.
So give me your forensic skill plus 20.
So that is a 80.
Remember, you still have all of your sigils remaining.
I did. I got a 68.
So you can clearly tell that this is a finger.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know necessarily the substance, but you can tell this is definitely someone dipped their finger in something and wrote an M on this card.
And it's something that can only be seen with black light.
Correct.
Oh, that's gross.
Kind of narrows the list down. It's probably not laundry detergent.
Not dish soap.
Which doesn't glow.
Observatory.
Right, so you all make your way, you three, you two and Mike, make your way to the observatory.
All right. I'm going to get on the computer and go.
And you click them in order from closest to furthest or furthest to closest?
Well, you've been describing Mercury as the first light, so I'll go with from closest to furthest.
Okay, so you sequentially click through all of those. Then you watch the LEDs turn on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. As soon as you hit the one for Saturn, they flash green. A drawer pops from right below, and which is weird. You didn't notice a drawer below these lights, and you looked thoroughly, but it was matched so perfectly you didn't notice the outline of a drawer. So you pop that open.
I'm just annoyed that it was that simple as I'm opening my drawer.
So you get this.
Oh, interesting. Can I see your wheel?
What's his wheel made of?
Same. It's another golden disc. Heavy, not as heavy because it's smaller, but heavy enough to know it's probably solid gold, and it's inlaid with numbers and letters. Okay. And it fits perfectly on the rod, as if it was machined specifically to match up with that.
Well, we just keep finding more and more puzzles.
Maybe it's a codex of some kind.
Oh, certainly.
I finish my own.
For each volume,
You had all the pieces to yours.
I did.
for each volume of the different types of books, how many books are there?
In the observatory,
So, like, yeah, and there's
hundreds.
So,
It's all around the walls. There's parts where there's like couches that are kind of built into the wall. There's parts that are desks, but every other nook around the circular room is bookshelf after bookshelf after bookshelf.
okay. So then, how about for the astronomy section? How many volumes are there?
There's 20.
There's 20. All right. Are there any? So, is there any set of volumes at all? That is what 24. Is that how many sections are on that? Is there any? Is there any volume with 24?
Give me investigate plus 10.
Dang it, that's a thing. I'm gonna roll that.
Okay.
While he's doing that,
You want to do that?
can I look at astronomy book 10?
Sure. So you pop it open, and it's was that one, Chris? Was 10 one of the specific planets that I gave you?
No.
What about 8?
8 is Mercury.
All right, so you pop open 8.
Yeah.
So it's Mercury, kind of the same thing that he's seen, but I mean, this is the first time you're looking through it.
Mm.
So it's a pretty thorough book on Mercury.
Okay. And 10?
10, you pop it open, and this one's more about the asteroid belt that runs along the outside of our solar system.
Okay.
I got a 1.
So you're looking around, and you do see you see a couple that do have that many books in them. One's on botany, and the other one is on human physiology. It's next to Gray's Anatomy, so you see a copy of Gray's Anatomy, and then you see this 21 book volume.
Like TV
There-
series?
It's
No,
actually a
there's
book.
yeah.
Okay, I was like,
There
wait a minute.
was. There's a garden. There's a conservatory.
Okay.
Are any of those pages marked, folded, perhaps?
Well, there's 24 books to look through.
None of the botany book in the drawer.
The drawer.
One that was in the drawer.
You found an astronomy book, and that was the 13th.
There
There was nothing else.
this was in the drawer, right?
That was in the drawer. The drawer popped open.
How many? Oh, botany books are there? 24 botany books.
There's 24 botany books and 24 human physiology books. But I mean, there's a range of some have 5 or 6, some have 30. It just depends on the subject.
Okay. So looking at the botany and the physics, so looking at the botany books, then, I guess the first letter of all their titles, some of them overlap. They're not all different, are they?
You flick through, you pick out a few books at random and flick through. There's no dog-eared pages. Like, you can tell the books have been used, but there's nothing dog-eared. Nothing jumps out at you.
Okay. All right. So maybe that's not exactly how you figure out the cuts then.
Hey, Greg, right?
Yeah.
I know we haven't had much of a chance to talk since dinner time. What time is it?
So you flick on, and it's about 7:20 by now. So the time is past.
You notice how Gwendolyn said no one should be going off alone, and then promptly went off on her own.
I did not say that. I said no one should be going alone with another person.
What?
I think you
You
said
said alone.
No, I meant.
You
I-
said alone.
Well, I'm more.
Play that back.
I more meant like alone with another person by yourself, like you and just another single person. That's what I meant.
Yeah, Anyway, she did say that. I'm still concerned about you, though. Last one to see is Stephanie.
Right.
And
then
also, you never want to volunteer yourself for anything particularly dangerous. In fact, you even put Stephanie's sleeping hand on the thing so you could make sure it wasn't going to kill anyone.
Kill him.
Or kill
Not
you, at least.
I hear.
Look, I'm cautious. And rightly so. I mean, if I was the reckless type, I'd be in Stephanie's place right now. We saw the hand-sized hole in the pantry, and I left to go take a look around, get our bearings. Next thing I know, She stuck a bloody hand in there.
Mike is with you guys and he chimes up. He's like, yeah, she was just curious. She figured this is all just a game and put her hand in there thinking maybe there'd be like a button or something. And then something clamps down in her arm. She screamed and passed out and came out without a hand. And then the door opened.
But every single room that we go into is, well, it could end up like Stephanie. What about these buttons? What about these books? Anything you could have touched could have done the same thing. But it didn't. You took a risk, and that's you. I am not the risk-taking type.
You'd rather have other people take the risk for you.
I would rather learn everything I can about the situation.
I'm gonna start. As you're saying that, I'm walking into this room. And
Ballroom.
Yeah, the ballroom. All right.
So the other two, Mike and Donovan, you're still in the observatory. So you walk back out in the ballroom.
So, random guess. The painting here has chainmail, a morning star, and a shield on it. Is there anything else as significant, like compared to what the study and the painting from here?
Give me logic plus 20.
What's my logic? Still 30. 31!
Well,
You passed.
plus 20.
Yeah, plus 20, so it's 50.
Yeah. See, I passed.
So you're looking at, you've been in most of the rooms, but not all of them. And you don't remember seeing any nature paintings in the other rooms. But you look at the painting of the night again, and kind of off to the side in the background, you see one of the warriors like wielding a dagger that looks very familiar. But you don't see anything else that jumps out at you.
Chainmail. Shield. Alright, I take it back. The dagger's also in this painting. Chainmail, shield, dagger, and Morningstar.
Now that you've gathered most of these objects here, what do you exactly plan to do with them? Are you going to wear it and stand in front of the painting?
There's a stand over there. So
There is.
there is.
So there's like the music platform where the band would play. Like a raised platform in the corner of the room.
So not like an armor stand.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it doesn't necessarily hold a mechanism.
Perhaps it's weight sensitive.
Maybe. If it's weight sensitive, then you just put the objects on the thing by itself. I'll stand on the platform.
Yeah.
Does it sink at all?
No. When you stand up on it, nothing happens.
Okay. Let's see.
You know, there's still a place we haven't checked yet.
Which is...
There's the stairway upstairs.
That's better. Let's go upstairs then.
If you've nothing else to do here, do you want to leave the chainmail and things here, or would you like to carry it around?
I would leave it here, of course.
So where all did you put on the platform?
Put the... I have the shield.
So you place the shield on the raised platform.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did we bring the chainmail?
No one said they grabbed it. Mike has the Morningstar. No one said they grabbed the chain.
Or he has a rapier and we didn't grab the other rapier.
Right. There's another rapier and a ceremonial dagger.
Mike, if you put down the Morningstar, just humour him. You can take that.
So you
Just
take-
so you're not without
So
something.
he sets the Morningstar on the platform and takes the rapier and kind of like probably never had a sword in his hand in his life.
Not,
Okay.
not quite, but
Anyway. Well,
perhaps after all this is done.
my best guess is that either these objects need to be in this room or that there's a mechanism on the hooks that they were on.
Well,
So it's
we
one of them.
can take a quick look upstairs,
Yeah.
or we can go grab your suit of mail.
Let's go take a look upstairs since we're all over here.
Right. So you three start making your way upstairs. Dakota, sorry,
Yeah.
Gwendolyn, what would you like to do? You're still in the study, or did you go
Well-
somewhere else after that?
I grabbed the ceremonial dagger.
So you have that.
Yes. And then I want to go back to the lounge room.
Okay, so you go back to the lounge. Stephanie's still there.
Stephanie's still here. How long did it take for Tyler to that we noticed how his body was missing?
So
2 hours.
he died at the very start. and that was approximately like 5:20, 5:30. And then around 7 o'clock, you noticed that the body was gone. So you're back in there with the vials, and with Stephanie still where she was.
the dagger.
You have ceremonial.
I will pick up the vial too, the one that has my sample.
Okay.
Turn red.
Holding it? You're just holding it?
Oh yeah, does like the light turn red when I do that?
Nothing happens when you pick up the vial.
I thought you said...
The lights only turn a color when you provide a blood sample.
Okay, well, I'll drink it.
Okay, so you drink it.
No, I set it back down.
Okay, you set it back down.
Anything happen?
No.
Cool beans.
Make a conjure.
No, nothing happens. Just picking up the vial, drinking it, setting it back down. Number 2, you said. This one you've
Yeah,
been
the
using.
one that has my sample.
Yeah, so nothing's happened now.
And then I'll put my finger back on the...
So it takes a reading and turns green. And the LED at the bottom stays lit green.
Guys, you might want to come in here. Please.
Are we already upstairs?
No, you had been making your way back.
This is
to
like
the
while we were
stairwell.
talking.
Yeah,
She
like
had
you would have started, you would have had your conversation that she was making her way to the study or to the lounge. And then as you're making your way to the stairway, you hear her call out, "Guys, you should come in here."
Stephanie's gone.
Please. I just
Let's
have
go
to...
see.
So you 3 make your way into the lounge.
I hope my empty vial.
Right, so you're holding up your own. You see, walking in, you see Gwendolyn holding an empty vial, and you see the thumb print, well, the blood sampler in front of vial number 2 is lit green, and you see the LED light lit green below it.
She's got your dagger.
Oh, she does. Okay, so then...
Shall we? Yeah, but I'm gonna take the one that Stephanie did.
What number is that?
4.
Okay, so you pick up number 4. And you drink it.
Oh, wait, no. Put your finger first.
Why?
Because it has her sample, and if it's not...
So you drink your vial, put your thumb on, and you feel a prick of your thumb. And it comes away, your thumbprint turns green, the 4th LED light turns green. So the
Cool.
vial 1 and 3 remain.
I'm going to put my thumb on a different keypad. Does that also turn green?
No.
Oh, yeah, drink
I
it.
will,
It turns red. So you prick another finger and it turns back red.
I will go ahead and grab 3.
Okay.
And
Mike grabs 1.
and I will drink 3, and
He
then
drinks 1.
and
You put
prick
your
my
thumb
finger.
down. He puts his thumb down. They both turn green. Same thing. Door opens up.
I'm
And you get
super smart.
the last golden disc. This one, there's no ornamentation on it. Yeah. You use what you find. It's like literally a kid's thing, but it's awesome. I love it. You find the last piece. It fits perfectly on top of the rod. It is the same height as the rod when the 3 are stacked together. Not the shish kebab skewer that I have. So it fits perfectly. The rod is flush with the top. And all 3 pieces seem to fit perfectly together.
All right.
This doesn't exactly tell us anything yet.
Chris, make me a constitution check.
That is 20.
Is there a pass?
Yes.
You take a negative 15 to all skill checks. Mike takes a negative 20 to all skill checks. Underneath the pendant, in the drawer, there's a clue.
Here come your feelings.
You know, you could just leave it here and we could all read it.
Read it for the class.
To overcome your feelings of such, play a game of math, but don't rack your brains too much. I hate puzzles.
So,
I bet.
at certain points in time, until you've solved the next puzzle, you can make another constitution check. If you pass, it gets reduced by 5. If you fail, it stays at negative 20 until you find the antidote.
Okay. I'm at
You have essentially been poisoned. So mechanically, that's what's happening. So
I'm
you
at
take
15.
the vial. You 2 feel fine because you picked number 2 and 4. Mike and Chris picked. Mike and Greg.
So
picked,
it's evens and odds.
I'm not that creative. Originally there was 6 vials, but people keep dying.
I'm going missing.
Yeah. So in character, you drink the vial, and you're like, oh, cool, we figured it out. The thing opens up, and then the world kind of tilts. Like you've been, I'm assuming your character just had drinks before.
Okay.
Same as Mike. Mike's had drinks in this game, so you see him like put his hand on the table, like, whoa,
You all right there?
oh,
Talk to me, buddy.
good lord, what was in that vial? And he just, like, you see him kind of turn, he throws up on the ground.
Whoa.
You don't. You feel nauseous. If you passed your con check.
Mhm.
He throws up on the ground. Oh, God. And, like, you see, like, turkey and everything else he's been mashing down. Like, oh, good lord. This feels like my 21st and 40th birthday all over again. And, like, he starts to walk, and he's, like, you see he's visibly,
Whoa.
like, off. Like, I've been through worse. What does that thing say we need to do?
To overcome your feelings as such, play a game of math, but don't rack your brains too much.
Game. This whole
Go follow me.
this whole fucking thing's a game. So you're also like weaving back
Yeah, I
and
know.
forth.
I'm like, follow me. Hold on. Okay.
So do you all follow Chris? Mike's following you because you seem like you know what you're doing.
We're going.
I will support him. He looks like
Okay,
he
so
looks
you throw an arm around Greg. Mike's just kind of stumbling after, unless Donovan, you're gonna give him an arm.
I'll give him a hand. I'll take the rapier and I'll give a hand to Mike.
Okay. Thank you. And then, like, I'm probably going to be more tense about wherever my wristband is compared to where her hands are.
So you make your way back into the billiards room.
Well, how
Yes.
tall are you?
All right. So those of you that haven't been in the billiards room yet, quick glance, you see the full-on billiards table with balls 1 through 9 on top. You see on the wall there's 4 pool cues, and then there's a dartboard with 5 darts stuck in the number 19. And again, just looking at it, you can tell it's not like random placement. It's like these were deliberately put in the number 19.
Well, on this dial thing, 19 is key. Now I don't know if it makes a difference.
How many? Well, you can rotate all of those.
I know, but I mean, like, on this one,
And then just make
19.
sure, and then
Oh,
I'll
okay.
take the dart out of my jacket pocket and
How
stab
many-
it in.
How many darts are there?
There's 5, and he just stuck a 6th one back in there.
No, it doesn't have this.
Don't rack your brains too much. Play a game of math. So there's a pool rack. There's a rack of pool cues over there. There's 9. There's 9 balls on the pool table.
But if you line the letters up numerically, both rack and game have letters that stretch over 9.
Say it again.
If you like A is 1, B is 2, etc.,
Ah,
then both the words game and rack have letters that go above 9.
So you two give me
okay.
perception checks. Yeah, Mike definitely does not pass.
I passed.
So you've been in pool halls before. So you see everything you would expect, and you've seen pool tables and billiard tables. So when you put one of the balls in the hole, which one did you put it in? 1 through 9. Okay, so you put number 1 in a pocket.
Yeah.
You don't see any other pockets, and you don't see what you usually expect, where there's like a ball return. This is like the fancy pool table where they go in the pocket and they stay there. At the head of the table where the diamond is, at the dot where you would put the rack,
Mm-hmm.
there's a slit where the pool rack goes after you're done with it. You notice this. Gwendolyn. And there's something in there.
Oh.
Like looks like to be a pool rack.
I will grab the floor out.
Yeah, you pull it out. You're expecting to see a triangle, like your typical pool rack. What you see is a 3x3 grid, and at the top is the number 15 ball.
I will put it where that diamond thing is.
And you put it down there, and at first you put it like a little bit off center, and it snaps to.
Like magnetically.
Magnetically
snapped?
snaps to where it should go.
The top center is 15?
And so there's a 3x3 grid,
Yeah.
and then at the top, in the circular hole, there's the 15 ball.
Oh, above the 3x3?
Mm-hmm. Bring on the math.
So maybe
This reminds me of a children's game. Sudoku.
Yeah.
I have never played.
1 through 9.
Yeah.
Other 3 different ways to get 15.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
So do me a favor, in the middle of the battle map, draw me a 3x3 grid, so that if you're like, I put this ball here, I know where you put it.
Do you want to draw just big on this thing?
Yes, actually that'd be perfect.
No.
So this is the boring part of the escape room where you have to do math. But it's a staple. It's a 3x3
So I
grid.
just divided it in half like a genius.
It's like
Look,
you
I'm
won't
poisoned
die
right now.
because you can't draw a 3x3 grid.
Look, I'm poisoned right now.
Right,
It's okay.
We're going to be fine.
Are we though?
Well, I mean, you haven't thrown up yet.
Yeah, you two are feeling.
hasn't thrown
You
up
two are
yet.
feeling fine.
Mhm.
Like, but he and Mike have been both like stumbling and like slurring their words
13 at the top.
as they're going along. Like you can tell something happened to those two. But you two are feeling no ill effects. To you, it just tasted like mineral water. Slightly gross, but like some Perrier.
I guess while they're doing math, since I've never played Sudoku, I don't know how to do it. I will just look around the room.
Okay. So you look around the room and you see the dartboard. And you see now there's 6 darts all sticking in the number 19. There's the pool cues, there's chalk, there's that, there's a smaller humidor with some nice cigars, there's the little butane blowtorch and a cigar cutter next to it. And other than that, it just looks like your game room. There's some more cards, kind of around a poker table.
I'll look through the cards.
Okay. So give me investigate +1.
60. 68?
So same deal. You're flicking through, and there's actually 3 decks of cards on there.
I got it.
I'll just go.
You go through all of them,
Yeah.
and on
I got
all
it.
3 of them, you find the same weird-looking queen as Donovan's character found.
Does your queen look like this?
Is this my card? Well, yes.
I
So you
have
now have-
2 more of those.
You now have 4 queens that all look exactly the same, with a heart pendant in the middle where there usually isn't one.
All right. All right. So, for this,
Yeah.
we're going to put 8, 3, 4. Then 9, 1, 5, and 2, 6, 7.
Want to check your maths real quick?
They all equal 15.
Is that how you play Sudoku?
Not quite. But
So you place them in there, and nothing seems to happen. Like you saw her putting the racks on, and it like snapped out of her hand.
Mhm.
So you didn't feel any of that when you were placing those particular balls in those particular slots.
all right. Well, then can I clear it and then grab, say, the 9 ball
Mhm.
and hover it over the?
So
one
when
is-
you hover it over the bottom middle, it thunks into place.
Oh my god.
Hover the 5 over the center.
Thunks into place.
Okay. So
And
I
then-
think it needs to equal in all directions.
Oh.
Then at the top would be 1.
Thunks into place.
All right, there we go. So now we've got 8 and 2 are going to be in a row, 7 and 3 are going to be in a row, and 6 and 4 are going to be in a row.
Makes it.
So
Well, then 6.
Yeah.
So what about if we put 6 to either side of 5?
Nothing seems to happen. There may be other solutions to this, but this is the one that I found. So
So you said I
I'll hold you
could,
to
I
this.
could attempt to make a con check to.
So yes, go ahead. You and Mike both give a con check.
I got an 18.
So it's a pass.
Yeah.
Okay, so it reduces your penalties by 5 again. So remember that Constitution check had the negative 15 to it.
Oh,
All
You
checks.
still pass.
So, what's your con?
My con is 30, so no, I actually
So,
failed.
yeah, you failed.
So you snap back to -20 for all checks.
Oh, I
And
thought
now
it was like -15.
I
He
had
was at -15 because he passed the first one. On a failed con check, it goes to full -20.
What do you need to roll to pass now? A 10?
Yeah.
And
so
now
I-
you
okay.
are extremely nauseous, and you run and you find a trash can, and you lose whatever finger foods you may have put into there.
If they snap into place, I wave 2 over all of them.
2 snaps into the bottom left.
Why are we wasting time trying to map this? If they snap into place,
4.
4 snaps into place.
3.
Well, at least this is 8.
Are we sure?
Yes.
Yeah, that one's thumped in.
This is 6.
Right.
Yep, correct.
All right. Do you want to do math for this last one? This is 7.
Correct.
And that one's whatever's left.
Correct. So as soon as you place the last one into place, you hear a snicket underneath where the rack was. 2 vials.
I believe these are your.
So Mike takes one. Bottoms up. He drinks his.
I'm probably like on the ground a bit.
Yeah, he's like shaky. And
Blink.
No, don't
Give
you?
him the antidote.
so he drinks it, and then collapses to the ground.
Oh,
He's still breathing.
I'm gonna
You still want this?
open that real quick. Is it like a different color than clear?
He's still breathing. It's not like a shallow breathing.
No,
He
I
just
mean like
passed out.
like is it clear as in the
Yep.
old ones? Does it smell like nothing? Like
Well,
previous
you haven't
ones?
opened it.
Well, no, I'm asking if you can open it and smell it, or I can smell it.
You still want this?
And if you check his anyway, check his pulse watch.
Sure.
So it's not a. So you saw when he was like physically exerted himself, and you saw Stephanie when she was at rest. It looks like a normal heartbeat. It's not fluttering. It's not fluctuating.
Can I?
We
like,
don't know if you'll wake up.
You can smell it.
Well,
No. Like,
I'm gonna maybe try to shake him awake.
Give me a. What do we usually do for medical in
Minecraft.
Finecraft? Yeah, give me a Finecraft. Plus 15 because you're back on.
would
That
you?
is 55. What? Someone else can slap him awake.
So you're like checking him, and he's breathing. It's not like rapid. There's no like you look his eyes. They're not dilated. They're not shaking. They're nothing. He just looks like he's asleep.
Maybe I didn't slap him hard enough.
But you still want this? You could end up like him.
Well, he's not dead. Oh, wait, no, I don't need along with you.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well,
We found you with Stephanie.
He's not dead.
no, I just don't. I think we should all either stay together or stay together. I don't want to be left alone with one other person.
You
If
went
this
off
is-
on your own as is.
Well,
That's just as dangerous.
oh my god.
Mike pops up.
Give me the antidote.
I really hope you didn't have me like roll a reflex. Cause if I'm like right next to him, like
No,
evaluate him up.
you had stood back up at that point to have a conversation with Donovan. And you like both straight up. He's,
Check your bracelet.
and he looks down and it's like it's high, but it's not like
Dangerous.
not dangerous high. And he's like, and you see, and as you're watching it, like it kind of slowly trickles back down. He's like,
Like shot of
I feel completely sober. I feel fine.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and drink the potion. Or
Same
drink
deal.
the potion.
You drink it, and then a couple of seconds later, so
Careful with your rod.
how long was I out?
5, 10
Right.
minutes, or if that, maybe even a
A
few
couple
seconds.
minutes. It was,
Yeah.
it was like literally a couple minutes.
He's still sitting?
Who, Mike?
Yeah.
Oh, he's like sat up on the ground. Yeah,
And you're unconscious?
he's unconscious. Yeah.
Unconscious.
Dude, do not. I will help Mikey up.
As she goes to grab him,
Okay.
pull out what I came here with.
Okay.
And I'll strike her in the back with it.
Okay. So you have to roll an attack, and it has to pass. And if it passes, then you have to roll a Constitution check that beats his attack score.
Okay.
And you can
So,
both use sigils.
Fight?
No. Yes. It's not the one that has prongs coming out of it.
Okay.
It's a fight. So you're essentially trying to strike her in the back of the neck.
Do I have superior position for being behind her?
She's standing.
Yeah,
right, but
no offense.
she's helping Mike up and I'm behind her.
No. I would not point back to you. I would probably be like I'd probably move like here and then to like help him.
Now you can't
No, that's
decide
what
all
I
of
would've
that.
done. begin
Okay,
with.
hold on. She was saying this entire time I wouldn't want to be alone with.
Right.
So we want to do superior position first.
Oh.
So just,
I
you
would-
can sigil, both of you can sigil.
I would not put my
And you
back
can re-roll if you need to.
behind. I would not leave my back open to anyone. 48.
I'll sigil.
So you're sigiling to re-roll. Did you sigil to
Yeah.
raise your road? Okay, you didn't.
But I will for this one.
Okay, so you're re-rolling and adding 25.
Fuck me.
Did you try to taser me?
What would you fail by?
A lot.
What was
He
it?
wanted a
23.
78.
Okay, roll stealth.
Why would he roll stealth?
Because he's doing it while you're helping someone out.
No,
You can sigil if you want to.
I'm out.
No, you have one more.
No, I just spent it to boost my fight.
All right, what did you roll for yourself?
I failed by 15.
What did you roll?
45.
Okay, so you roll perception. He's essentially behind you, so it's be a negative 10. You can sigil it. Because you didn't actually, you have to make contact, then press the button.
I will use a sigil, so it'd be
Plus 15.
yeah.
So
So
it's negative 10, so plus 15 to your perception score.
45.
91.
You can re-roll, use another sigil, but you don't get the initial 25 bonus.
So you'll be at negative 10.
Sure. I'm not. This is like I'm not going to waste more than one.
Okay.
Or after this.
And I'm not trying to prompt you, I'm just saying you have those options.
97.
Okay.
No.
So you whiff, she goes to help Mike up, nothing
I'm at
happens.
3.
And again, remember, you have to roleplay as your characters. You can be suspicious as fuck all you want,
Yeah.
but you gotta roleplay as your characters.
Well, I personally would not point my back to anyone, but if he like went up around me, like as soon as he was there,
He would have probably sidestepped and... So with a
It's not going to
taser,
happen.
you have to
Right.
make contact and press the button.
so I rolled to see if I noticed the taser.
If you notice like him moving around and striking at you,
What you did.
you didn't hear the zzz because you didn't make contact. Like, so mechanically that happened, but in game terms, you're unconscious on the ground. Mike's like high as giraffe pussy right now with like adrenaline,
Welcome back.
facing the other way. You kind of like you're leery of Donovan, so
I'm
you
ready
don't
with everyone.
you don't turn your back to him, but you reach down, and as you're reaching down, you pull out your taser and you go to strike, but she bends at the last second. You miss, and you're like, "Ugh,"
And I just like sweep
slid
it into the
back
next
into
pocket.
your pocket.
If you don't mind, don't go behind me. I want to make sure I can see all your hands.
Alright, well, you can take care of him then.
Are you gonna go off on your own?
No, Mike,
Chris,
you're awake, right? Mike, you ready to good to go?
I haven't felt this good in 20 years.
Let's go.
He takes your hand, but like you feel like an odd amount of strength coming from him, and he like bolts up. So
Excellent.
for right now, you both have plus 10 to all of your physical skills because you're essentially on an adrenaline surge.
Excellent.
So it was basically like we have like EpiPens for
Mhm.
to get rid of poisons. Basically, that's why it's elevated heart rate, and you were like, I'm alive.
Why don't you and I double check Stephanie real quick and go upstairs?
Or how about we all go and check on Stephanie and go upstairs?
You don't seem to want to travel with us as long as...
I don't want any of you guys behind me. I want to be able to see your hands.
Like,
Just like you might want to be able to see my
Yeah.
hands.
you don't have to do everything he says.
Yeah,
He needs to put it. You need to stick your neck on the line every once in a while.
didn't I try the vial after she did?
After she did.
Yeah, but before you, before Mike, she could have dumped it out and lied.
I think we all doubt that.
I have been truthful this entire time
I'm
and
sure.
trying to be cooperative.
Was
And
there
I
any,
haven't.
was there anything else in the drawer with that? We still got to figure out a way out of here.
Was there?
It's empty. That was just the antidote.
And I helped you figure this out, didn't I?
And the darts. Did you figure out what the darts are for?
No, we haven't.
So our equipment is still back in the ballroom. The Morningstar, the shield. You're talking about a painting.
Yeah, there's a painting where the
The painting
chainmail, the
was on
shield.
the
So in game, you've been to all the rooms downstairs, correct?
Yep.
I'm not trying to sidetrack the conversation. We're gonna get back to that. You've been to all the rooms downstairs. You haven't been upstairs yet.
I'm going to go upstairs. If any of you would like to come with, you're more than free to join me or keep an eye on me, whichever you'd like to call it. But Mike went with you to the observatory. Mike, you don't have to do anything I say, but I'm trying to get us out of here.
I'm with the group. I want to get out of here.
Your rapier back.
So he has the rapier, and you have the ceremonial dagger.
Mhm.
And
I'll see you upstairs if you care to join me.
Right. So
I'll go
you're
upstairs.
gonna make your way. You're all in the billiards room. So you make your way towards the stairs. What are you planning on doing?
Or the Mike and what's his face look here?
Mike's
Oh.
with you because he's like,
Well, I would have went like with them.
because he said I'm heading upstairs if anyone wants to join me, and he walks out. So what do you two? What is your intent?
Well, I will look out the door, see where he's going, if he's like without an earshot range.
So you peek out the door and you see him heading towards the bottom of the stairs.
Be safe, and I will go back in and close the door.
Okay, so you're closing with Mike and Chris.
What do you want to talk about?
And you hear the door close behind you.
Well, I will try to be like as quiet as I possibly can.
Yeah. I mean, they're heavy doors. Like he would have heard it.
Well, he's uber shady. I feel like the point of this game is there is one survivor. And right now, as you pointed out, he is like the most dangerously like the dangerous situations like with a vial or the weird hand slot thing, unhelpful. So I just want to say, maybe don't go off alone with him by yourself.
He didn't try to convince either of us to put our arms in the hole.
That's true, but
Like
he
he-
also didn't do it himself. Because obviously there was, I mean, I wasn't there, but I'm assuming that someone
What
would have
did
had
he say?
Sandy.
He said, I'm going to go look around and see what I can find. And left Stephanie and I in there alone. And then, we started talking about the game, and she figured maybe there's a button in there. And then she put her arms in, and he was one of the first ones back into the kitchen after she lost her arm.
Okay, but I'm not saying that he's not convincing of us to do anything dangerous. It's just like, obviously, she was right. There might have been a button in there, but he didn't like outwardly decide to help in that sense. And
So clearly,
You were the first one to drink the vial out of all of us.
well, I was going to whether or not you guys were there because when I figured out the clue, it was let's put your courage away. But
Why didn't you tell us that earlier? We could have solved this a long time
I
ago.
did.
Maybe Stephanie was still
No,
at our hand.
I did.
She did.
Okay.
But he was like maybe not, and then or someone was like maybe not.
I
And we,
said maybe not.
True.
someone said maybe not. And we just didn't. But I came in here checking on Stephanie, and the vials were there, and it's like, well, I mean,
Maybe this is what they want us to do. Maybe they want us to turn on each other.
exactly. That's why.
But if we are suspicious of each other, that's exactly what they want.
Well-
We're playing into their game.
Okay.
This is true, but also no offense. I'm suspicious of everyone here. It's like every time we die, money
You
goes
also
up.
have to pay attention to.
You're not wrong. What are we up to now? Now that Stephanie's gone, I haven't been back to dining room yet.
All I'm saying is maybe don't trust us. Don't go off alone with one of us. Don't be by yourself with another person.
If
Always go
there's
pairs of
someone,
threes or
if
pairs of
there's
fours.
someone that's greedy enough to kill, they would kill when it's just the two of them. And clearly, we can make up and we can
I mean, I was alone with Stephanie. Does that mean I shoved your arm in there?
But she also didn't think it was real. I mean, put it in your common sense. This is like a video game, evil villain, win money to be the last one starting.
This is like a song.
I mean, they said
Exactly.
any of us that survived.
Yeah.
They didn't say one. This isn't the Hunger Games.
But you also saw what happened when Tyler decided to, forfeit. He died. And you saw what happened when Stephanie died. Our money went up. I'm just saying, don't trust me. Don't
Well,
trust Gray. Don't
let's
trust Donovan.
stick together then.
That's
And
what
right
I'm
now
doing.
we're letting one person wander around by himself.
Well,
That goes against what you were saying.
this is true, but I'm also super suspicious of him.
Well, then we'll keep an eye on each other.
Yeah.
I have this. You have a dagger. Do you have anything? Because he has. Well,
Nothing.
no, he has nothing. He gave me his rapier.
I
So if anything, he's the one unarmed person among us.
I just think I know what I'm saying. I do. I'm not trying to counter that. It's just he would probably listen to me anyways. He's kind of stubborn. He wants us to do things.
I think he's dangerously selfish.
Yeah.
I think he's very dangerously selfish, and I don't think that we should necessarily trust him.
See, I have no reason to win $1 million.
Whoever's remaining gets this giant pot of money, depending on who's not alive anymore. I think that greed can make someone an extremely dangerous person.
Well, then let's stick together.
I don't.
All right.
What other clues do we have? What have we gathered so far? We have so who has in game? Who has the dial? Did anybody take it with them, or is it still on the pool table? You have all three of them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I have the
You have the three Queen of
playing
Hearts.
cards. I have two.
one.
There was three,
Yeah. So
and you have one.
Mm-hmm.
I have the blank page with the M. So I was looking at it. There's a similar page in the study room, and this is a fingerprint smear. It's something that would only show up on blacklight.
Okay.
And Mike holds out his hands.
He's got a rapier.
I will.
He puts it down and he holds out his hands. Pass
I'll do the.
You flash it. There's nothing.
Can I,
And so you would know
Mhm.
that unless you use specific things, like if
Yeah.
it's blood, you can't just wash it off.
Yeah.
Like there's trace. You see no traces on Mike's hands.
And then I'll check myself.
And she shows you there's no traces on either one of you.
Maybe we should, if Stephanie's body is still there, check on her. And if we ever run into Donovan again, see if we can check him.
I mean, if he doesn't have it on him, if he doesn't have any blood on him, then
you can't see blood without a special ingredient. It doesn't matter if it's under block or not. It has to be a special solution.
well, if he doesn't have whatever's on that card,
The
the M. If he does, that's what you're saying. Like whoever wrote it with their finger.
yeah, he doesn't have on him. But if we happen to pass by and check and see if there's any traces, but I'm saying this is obviously not what.
Well, let's go find him and figure this out. If we're all suspicious, let's call him back here and look at his hands. If it was written with a finger.
Okay.
I've been around the block enough times. Like, if this is what they want us to do, then we're playing right into it.
This is true, but also
Actually, everybody give me another perception check, including you. You're on the hallway. Plus 20 at this point.
Hey, I actually passed a check.
I got 4. I passed.
94. I passed.
94 is
Oh,
a pass?
49. 49. Sorry, I passed.
So when Mike
Uber
says, if this is what they want, like we're playing right into it.
Mhm.
This is a hearing based, and you all hear a whir, a mechanical whir, and it's coming from the corner of the dartboard. And you look up there, and you looked at this dartboard before, and there's like on each corner, it's like one of the wooden cabinets, and opens up, and there's an ornate ball on either side. And you look closer, and the one on the right looks off. It looks different. It's not as solid looking as the other one. So you poke it, and it doesn't feel like wood.
Is it like metal or like plastic or?
Can I like So, okay, so the part of the dartboard just doesn't look. It just looks off.
So basically, on the top of the dartboard cabinet, there's two like wooden, like knob looking, like you see at the end of a banister, just ornate. The one on the left, you thunk, sounds like wood. The one on the right, you thunk it, it sounds more plasticky, hollow, but still painted. It looks
identical.
It looks just like it, and you try to pry it out. You grab it, and it doesn't come off.
Okay.
Maybe use
Does it
this.
twist?
Or
What do you have?
I will give him a dagger so he can like cut it off.
Okay. Do you pry it out with a dagger?
Sure.
Or maybe twist it. And
Give me a might plus 30. This is simple leverage.
That is
Plus 40 altogether
plus 40.
because of your
What's your
adrenaline spike.
Yes, so plus 40.
Plus 40. My might is 40. So I'm.
Well, it's
you
either-
must be 4.
So, but, all right, so you don't pry it all the way off, but you're working around it, and you pry up a little bit of it, and you see that there's a hollow space. And if you go to pry it again, you now know it's there. You leverage it, you pop it off, and there's wires. And you look inside, and it's a camera. And it starts zzz, 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 and it's just like moving around in your hand.
How about we crush that?
You gonna get off and crush it?
I mean, you can if you want to. Why would? What?
I will like cover my mouth, leaning close to him, and like be as quiet as I possibly can. If there's no camera in this room, they don't know what we're doing.
Alright. I guess I'll try to break the camera somehow.
Okay, so you yank it off the wires, basically,
Okay.
and you crush it underfoot. And it snaps pretty easily, and you
Okay.
see electrical components.
And using that would have told
So,
Mike as
and
well.
you passed as well.
Mhm.
So you kind of hear, because now you're just walking along. All you hear is like your footsteps echoing in the hallway. And by this point, you're probably in front of the stairs by the main hall door, and you hear the same whir. And because now you're away from people and there's not a lot of conversation, it catches your ear. And you look up into the corner, and above the door, like one of the corners of the door jamb doesn't look the same as the other ones. It looks just slightly off. The coloration is a little bit off, and it's almost in a perfect square as opposed to the other ones.
As someone who probably has these kinds of things in his own home, I'll look up at it and hope you're enjoying the show.
And you hear like zzz, you almost feel like you're being watched.
And I'll go upstairs.
Right. So he's going upstairs. You three just crushed the camera. What's your intent?
I would more carefully look around this room and see if there's any more off.
Okay, give me investigate plus 20. Now you're kind of looking for specific things that trying to jump out.
No.
Okay, so you look around and nothing jumps out at you. Like you're looking in the typical place, like corners where they have high vis angle, and you don't see anything that stands out. Mike, you see Mike kind of looking around.
I'll look around as well.
So again, with that, he's like kind of looking around. He's got the rapier, and he's just like kind of tapping around his shoulders, is looking around. He goes over and grabs a couple cigars, puts them in his pocket. He grabs the lighter, puts it in his pocket. Grabs the thing, pulls it all back out, cuts one, and lights it.
Okay, well,
Might as well enjoy the fire things while we have the time, right?
I will individually tell them just if you in a room, maybe look for a camera, and then I'll just tell them both quietly cover their mouth so that they don't see it.
Well, let's go find Donovan and check him for this marking.
That seems more like a better use of it.
That's true, but if this room might be safer.
So if he has it, you subdue him. If he doesn't, I'm not saying he's innocent. He's rich. None of them are innocent. But if he doesn't have the markings on him,
I like Mike.
if he doesn't have the markings on him, it doesn't seem like he'd have it. So I'm actually going to roll diplomacy for Mike, and you guys would roll an opposing diplomacy.
I mean, I'm already on his side. I'm just trying to open
Yeah,
the
I'm
door
not-
at this point.
I'm not.
I'm not. I'm,
So
at this point, I'm already trying to.
Okay.
At this point, I'd already be wanting to open the door and
okay,
go find
so then
Donovan.
never mind. 'Cause
Well, I
he
mean, I'm not just
failed the shit out of the roll anyways.
Okay.
All right, so you open the door. Do you call out for Donovan? Because at this point, he started to ascend the stairwell.
I would just start going upstairs because that's where we know he is.
All right, so you all three of you go upstairs.
Mhm.
And so you get up the stairs first, and there's no map for this. It's going to be theory of the mind. and it opens up into, it kind of wraps around behind you, and in front of you is hallways. You see doors off to both sides. At the end of the hallway is a big set of double doors. The single doors, there's one on each side in each direction. Looking behind you, there's just two double doors. There's a door on either side of the hallway, but it dead ends in a window. So looking in front of you as you come up the stairs, there's a room to either side, and there's a set of double doors in front of you. Looking behind you, in kind of a wraparound hallway around the staircase, there's a hallway with a door on either side.
I'll head straight for the double door.
All right. So you head straight for the double door, and you open it up, and you're in the master bedroom.
I'll close it behind me.
Okay. So in here, very large, like four posts corner bed, with canopy on it. Off to the left, you see a large bathroom with like a massive tub. There's also like a massive like 2-person shower, like the really fancy one with like the cool jets all over the place and like the touchscreen.
Mm-hmm.
You see a walk-in closet. I'm assuming you're just kind of like looking around. Sorry, I'm not trying to put words.
No.
Okay. In the closet, you actually see a safe and a bunch of very fine-looking clothes, like suits, dresses. Give me a logic plus 20.
I actually passed.
Okay. So it strikes you as weird, but all the clothes in here are different sizes, different cuts, some for tall people, some for shorter people. It's a very mishmash. Same thing with the dresses.
I'll pull out the stiletto.
Okay.
Just keep it close.
So and it's not like every single one's a different size, but you see a full range. And same thing at the bottom, there's like the shoe cubbies, and there's all sorts. There's heels, there's stilettos, there's pumps, all different sizes, and they kind of coincide with like a longer suit is going to have bigger shoes underneath it. There's the safe, and you don't notice anything else in the closet. Peeking into the bathroom, the medicine cabinets with band-aids, stuff like that. Well, first aid bric-a-brac.
Safe's a combo lock.
Yes, spin combo.
Could I put my ear to it and try the old?
You can try, but like it'll be a very challenging roll. You can still try.
Yeah.
So it's either burglary minus 30.
It's a 0 for him.
Okay. So again, without proper tools, like putting the ear against it with more modern safes, and this doesn't look like an old-timey safe. With more modern tools, it'd be a lot easier.
Is there a desk at all, or?
There's like a writing desk off to that. There's a full vanity with like makeups and perfumes. There's a desk with some stationaries. Looking through it, so you saw the M.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the same looking. He saw the piece of paper with the M on it.
Did I? I don't think.
I checked the study. I've seen the papers.
No.
Yeah.
Not
Well,
the
so I'm saying like you see the same
same.
type of stationery that you saw downstairs in the site. That's what I was getting at. You see that same type of thing, and nothing else jumps out at you in this room with a cursory glance. If you want to roll something, it could be different.
Investigate, I guess.
Okay, investigate plus 20.
I have no idea where that went.
It's underneath the chair right there.
So does anybody take a break? A bio break, anything?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll pause after this investigate check. Anything?
It's fair.
Okay. So you pull open some drawers, like we always make the joke, next to the bed there's marital aids. And looking underneath, there's like
fancy lights.
they're like expensive marital, like made out of glass, interesting. Underneath there's luggage, and you pull it open and they're empty, they're ready for travel. So with that, you don't notice anything here in the bedroom, the bathroom, the closet, other than the safe and the different size clothes. So that's where we're going to take our bio break pause, and we'll get back to the conclusion of tonight's one shot.